That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah! 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 This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. Folks, we're coming to you live from the oldest building in Hollywood. Downstairs, there's all sorts of traffic carnage, car carnage, car squared carnage. I don't know what you'd call it, or car squared nidge, because car carnage. So car would be squared, so car squared nidge instead of just carnage. Carnage is a villain from Spider-Man, by the way. Did you know that? Along with Venom. Venom and Carnage. Wasn't Carnage a red version of Venom? I think Venom is black and white, and then Carnage, I believe, is red and black. There used to be a guy named Tarantula who would fight Spider-Man, which when I was a kid, I was like, wait a minute, you can't do that. You can't try to be a better spider than Spider-Man and then try to fight him. Although, Tarantula had awesome shoes. He had like little pointy shoes, which were pretty cool. Are you looking up Carnage?
Yeah.
Is that why you're making a mean face?
Carnage is a darker version of Venom intending to have Venom's human alter ego.
So I guess it's exactly what I just said. Thank you, Internet, for being Mike Schmidt.
One's red and one's blue.
Well, no, Venom's black. He's totally black and white. You're incorrect. I'm going to tell you right now, as a guy who's read Spider-Man his whole life.
Well, then this person drew them wrong.
Well, of course he did, because he's on the Internet. As I just mentioned, the Internet is wrong. It's always wrong when it compares itself to Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt knows all. The Internet knows nothing. I am the human Internet. I am a walking database. I am a monster, folks. I don't know what that means. So today, I'm a monster. I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible person. That's a song by who? Phantom Planet. Phantom Planet did the song California, which was the theme song for what show? I believe for the OC, right? I think it was. And that was, wasn't Jason Schwartzman in that band, or was his brother in that band? Listen, folks, I'm just going to ask you questions this week. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to fire them into the ether. And then you can do whatever you'd like. If you want to grab them with a butterfly net, just grab yourself some questions and then perhaps write down responses and send them to me. That'd be fantastic. And then, you know what this is? This is like a mailbag, except I'm mailing you questions. And then you will then mail me answers. And next week, I will cover all of your answers. We'll see who's right. And I will award prizes, perhaps. There won't be any prizes. So here we are in the oldest building in Hollywood. And downstairs, I walked up to the house, and it's very hard to get here. Well, it's not hard. I just have to avoid Bedbug Avenue, as you know. And sure enough, downstairs is a dresser that is I suppose on Antique Roadshow they would call it distressed, because it is all like the paint and stuff is all cracked and weathered, and it looks like it's been out in the rain for about 2 months. And even worse, someone left a cake out in the rain. I just don't think I can take it, folks, because it took so long to bake it, and I will never have that recipe again. What the fuck does that song even mean? I don't know. Because I used to think the park was like green, and the green was the icing, and then I tried to figure it out, and then enough. That's a song by a man called Horse. Although also by Donna Summer. I enjoyed Donna Summer's version much more than Richard Harris's version, because Richard Harris's version sounds like he's yodeling it through a cup. I mean, it's just awful. Richard, he's just like an Irish dude, and again, he's drunk and he became an actor. And then again, like I said, he was a man called Horse. He got strung up by his nipples, which is not good for anyone, folks. Well, actually, Lily would tell you that it would be different. She might be a fan. No, you don't like, you like nipple play, right? We all like nipple play.
This is not nipple talk. We're done.
Why not? Why are you shutting it down? You can't shut down nipple talk. I don't mind a little nipple play every now and again. I don't mind clothespins. Or those, actually, I don't have clothespins. I use chip clips. And I'm by myself. Oh boy, it's terrible, folks. That's what I do in my house. I put chip clips on my nipples, and then I sit there and I go, well, this is supposed to be doing something for somebody. I don't know, but I'm the only person here, and it's not working. But I'm up for anything. If I'm with somebody who's like, hey, man, let's do this, I'm in. Let's try it. I'll try anything you want, except adult baby nonsense and fucking scat. Other than that, I'm in. Let's do it. But adult babies, on Craigslist, I'll go on Craigslist trolling around because, folks, I'm lonely. So in the middle of the night, I'll be looking at Craigslist at people and things. And there are women who are out there, and they're looking for men to nurse as adult babies. They want to take care of them and all that kind of stuff. Because normally, I would think the dudes would be the ones having the problem finding the adult mommy to go along with the nursing deal. But for some reason, these women are into it, and they're like, hey, I totally need to get like a guy who likes diapers and sucking my nipples. And I guess maybe they don't, because they're advertising all the time. Maybe they don't find anybody. But you know why? Because they're babies. They can't use the internet yet. They have no idea how to find your ad. You need to place that ad in Highlights magazine, right between Goofus and Gallant. Right when the Timber Toes. You read the Timber Toes, turn the page, there you go. There's the ad looking for an adult baby. That would be perfect. Because these children are far too young to use the internet. I certainly hope you're keeping your babies away from the internet, folks. Unless it's in some sort of cute video. Oh, don't we all love cute baby videos? I forced Lily to watch dog vines today. She was not happy about it. She was just... apparently I'm sort of like the guy that she's fucking in that we're both for. Because she was doing code or something. Oh, hold on. We've got a phone call. Very important phone call in the middle of the show. You want to take that?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
All right. It could be the people from Vine. It could, you know what? Maybe that's someone answering your adult baby ad. You lie. You know you do. See, someone just, actually, maybe that was somebody with the answer to the trivia question we posed earlier. They used the butterfly net, they snagged it, and all of a sudden, boom, there they are calling you live. You know what's funny? Your phone number is online for the teas and all that stuff.
Remind people that.
Well, people know that I record on Wednesday. Like, they could call. They could, like...
Don't.
Well, yeah, don't. But I'm just saying they could if they wanted to. Because it's like other podcasts do. They're like, call us live now with a question about something. And which is ridiculous to me, but that's fine. All of a sudden it's like, the whole point is to not have rules and not be radio. And now these people are giving away concert tickets at 591 Rock and Roll. It's like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But they do those Ustream too, those Ustream live things. And they'll be like, hey, we'll take calls on Ustream. And I'm like, I don't... like. And the thing is, podcasting to me was just this. It's me talking to you. And then we put it in a little house. And then boom, it's out to the world, right? That's fine. That's podcasting. But then there's Ustream, and then there's like online radio now, where some guys are doing like radio shows. Don't we know somebody who has like a radio show online? And the thing is, this is evergreen. I mean, I can do this to you. And by the way, get used to that term because I've been overusing it all fucking week. And I'll get to it again later because I have to use it later. I wish I hadn't used it already. God damn it! All right, I'm furious. I'm so mad at myself because I have to say that later about something, and because I've just been using it all week, and there's a reason why, and you'll hear why soon. Because I love Barbra Streisand, and that's why. And by the way, evergreen, the worst flavor of gum you'll ever have. Oh my Christ, it's terrible. So gross. Just tastes nasty. So what the fuck was I saying? What were we talking about? Oh, people will do like online radio. Like, again, this is podcasting, but now everybody, I always laugh because people are saying that they're doing these online radio shows and they're like, tune in at 7:30 on Thursday. No, why don't you just record it and put it up on the internet and then everybody can have it whenever the fuck they want it? Doesn't this seem like more convenient for everyone? Because let's put it this way. Why don't you record at 7:30 on Thursday and then put it up on the internet and everybody can listen to it whenever they want? Nobody has to pay attention to you and your bullshit. You don't have to rent a studio. You can do it in your house. You can do it in a garage. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I don't know. I don't understand that. Why are people tethering themselves to the old rules, man? The rules are made to be broken, man. That's right. I go beatnik. I snap some fingers. So here we are. And speaking of breaking rules, folks, it's interesting that you would mention that. It's interesting that you would call Lily and text it to her while the show is going on. And you would say, well, why don't you guys break some rules? Well, because today Lily and I are breaking on through to the other side, folks, Morrison style. She's got her leather pants on. I'm holding a sheep. This is fucking amazing. Tuscadero? You did Tuscadero on me. Go home, jailbird. That's what I say to you. It's over there. Oh, there you go. Okay. Lily dropped a pen. Sharpie. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, folks. During the show, not unlike yourselves, Lily takes notes. And then at the end of the show, she goes, I have a possibility of these 9 titles. And then I poo-poo them all. No, thank you. I don't like any of them. And I tell her what it's going to be. And she says, yes, sir. And then she does what I say. Because I'm the boss of this show. That's incorrect. That could not be less correct. At the end of the night, what happens is I go home and she goes, here are the possible titles. And I'm like, I kind of like this one. She's like, shut up. We're using this one. I go, okay, thanks. And then whatever's left over, I use as the title of the email blast. See, folks, look at the behind the scenes we're giving you. If only you would call right now. I could tell you this on the phone. Right, go ahead, call. I'll wait right here.
Don't call.
Or text. Well, don't call. Let's put it like, don't call the other 6 days of the week. You certainly don't want to do that.
Text ever unless you're coming to the show and you're lost.
Someone's coming to this show? Awesome!
Oh,
My God, we're having a live audience?
Monday.
Oh, the Monday Night Teas. Let's be honest, folks. This show's run its course, right? This podcast. I mean, Lily's sick of it, obviously, as you can hear in her attitude, and you guys are probably over it as well. Because Lily's just, if you just see her slumped over her computer, miserable when I come here on Wednesdays now because she's so busy with other things. I'm her hobby now. I was fucking Eric's hobby for a long time, and now Lily and I were a team, and now I come over here and I just see the joy drain from her face as I walk in the door, and then I sit down and I do this and I talk in fucking circles.
Stories. My back hurt.
Will stop.
My back hurt.
Will stop. I'm doing a joke. You don't know that joke. Jay Leno was on one of the first comedy specials I ever saw. Jay Leno was on Showtime, and he was talking about dating thin girl, like tiny girls. And my back broke. Will stop. That was the gist of it. So the gist of it, I should say, the gist of it. That was the Justin Timberlake of it. That was the Justin Glencoe of it. I don't know if there's a guy named Justin Glencoe, but that popped into my head just now. And if there's not, I think someone should write a novel with the protagonist of Justin Glencoe, and then thank me in the foreword.
I think we have the name of the show.
What?
Justin Glencoe.
Justin Glencoe? Make sure you spell it right. I just made it up. All right, folks. So yeah, so I come here and that's what I mean is I've broken you. I've unfortunately I've ridden you hard and now I can't put you away wet. I have to leave you here. Well, verbally.
You have so many things in your head. We're great. I'm excited. I'm happy.
You said I was lazy last week. Lily said I was lazy because I didn't throw in my yogurt wrapper.
4 weeks ago that I made that comment, and it was not that you were lazy.
All right. So regardless, folks, you can see that we're having a time. We're having she and I, because she has work to do. She doesn't need me here. I mean, again, I'm her hobby. She has no time for me. And so I come here and I insinuate myself and I walk in and her boyfriend's here without pants. And I ruin everything. I'm the ruiner of all things good. I think we know this, folks. As I approached the house downstairs and I had to avoid Bedbug Avenue, I did a circuitous route. But there was a glass in the street. And as I came back onto the sidewalk, I looked and there's a car with its window smashed out downstairs, folks. So I'm a little nervous. I won't lie. I'm a little nervous that might happen to me. I don't know if it's I don't know if the Purge is happening downstairs. I don't know if the strangers have shown up. Or one of those other movies where you have to hide in your house from the people outside. I don't know if there's some sort of a zombie apocalypse just on Bedbug Avenue. I don't know how it works. But I do know that I need to avoid having my windows smashed in because, folks, I'm spending too much money as it is these days. I'm coughing up green all over the place. That didn't sound good at all. That would sound like I was laid up with some sort of disease, a lung infection. And by the way, Love is the source of infection. That's a song off of Oh You Hit One Too by Van Halen. All right, so I'm just gonna free associate. That's it. That's who I am. I'm that guy. So breaking the rules. We were talking about that a second ago, folks. Now, podcasting really has no rules. You can do whatever you want. I could do a 4-hour show if I wanted to. Although I can tell you right now, there's one person in this room who would not be excited about that. She would say, I don't think that's a good plan, Mike. I don't think your listeners would care for a 4-hour show. And I go, listeners, plural? And she says, well, listener. And I'd say, listener or producer? And she says, why don't you just get out of my house already? I have a line of adult babies outside that are here to suckle, and I need to get you out of my building. Which I can't blame her. Just send me on my way. That's not happening? None of that's happening?
None. And don't call.
Folks, listen. If you're going to call, do not call 6 of the days of the week. All right, don't call. Yeah, because again, there is some psycho out there who will call, right? Probably.
I've had several.
From this show?
Yes, and I'm always like, well, I think it's wonderful that you're calling me, but it's inappropriate.
That is odd. Folks, don't call. Now I feel bad. Now let's just retake this. Can we take this? Can we just take it all out? Yeah. Let's listen back and just take out any reference to your phone. That'll only take about 4 hours as we edit selectively. So breaking the rules, folks, as we've talked about, breaking the chains like docking, like chicken and docking, folks. We're breaking the rules this week because I don't know if you're aware of this, folks. I certainly told a lot of you. Well, I told all of you, I guess, if you were listening. But not a lot of you listened because, there was well, again, maybe you didn't live by there. Well, who cares? Whatever the fuck. Listen to me, folks. Grab me by the lapels and shake me. I've got vital information to spit out at you, and stop me before I circle back on myself again. Folks, I was in Austin, Texas last weekend, and I did a show at the Cold Town Theater. Tickets were on sale. People bought those tickets and came to the show. Now, when I was there, I was met by a lovely friend of the show, our friend Jen. I don't want to say Jen's last name just in case she doesn't want it out there. But Jen is very nice. I've mentioned Jen in the past because Jen, she came to the Los Angeles Podfest last year, and she also came and saw me in San Antonio. And in San Antonio, when I was selling merch, Jen just decided to help. Like she started folding shirts and kind of was just she just became like my right hand woman, and it was very odd because it was very nice of her to do, but she doesn't have to do that. I felt strange, but that's what she wants to do. She's a helper, so she wants to help. So when I was going to Austin this time around, Jen's like, "Hey man, you need anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you could pick me up at the airport, that'd be great." So she wanted to pick me up at the airport, which I'll get to in a minute. But I should tell you, Jen has a husband. His name is Dustin. Now, I had not met Dustin in San Antonio here at the Podfest. She was the one I talked about at Podfest who I think she rode a bike or something like that, or she had no transportation. So I was going to give her a ride home. So then I saw her later in the evening, and I'm like, "Hey, Jen." And she's like, "Hey, hi." And then she started immediately talking to like 5 other people, ignoring me, even though I was the fucking talent. It was infuriating. I was furious. And then Furio from The Sopranos came by, and he was there. And then Furious Styles walked in and told me that I needed to go to high school and get better grades. All right. So, folks, idiot. So Jen is our friend, and Jen is her husband, Dustin, who I wound up meeting. And in Austin, he said to me, "Hey, I can record the show if you'd like." Now, I've had people offer to do that in the past. Our friend Rob Matsushita taped me in Green Bay, and some other people taped me other places. I got taped in Kansas City and never got a copy of the audio because I would call and get shunned and pushed aside by this guy and his jazz-loving sidekick. I don't know what the fuck happened. But Dustin was like, "Hey, I record all the time at Cold Town." He goes, "I can actually, if you want, I can record a DVD of you. And I could set up a camera or two." And I said, "Nah," because I was worried I was going to bomb. Folks, as you know, I always feel that way. So I went, "Nah, dude, you don't have to do that. That's fine." He said, "Oh, okay." And we were in the car together driving. And then he goes, "It's really no trouble." And I said, "All right, you know what? Yeah, do it." I said, "I don't want the DVD." I go, that's I don't get anything out of that. I said, "But the audio, absolutely." I said, "I'll use it as like a study thing because, as you folks know, I'm going on the road to do new stuff or newer stories, or I don't really know what it is. And I've mentioned this before, and it's bullshit. I sort of have an idea, but so I had an idea of what I was going to do in Austin, and I had a story that it's a story you've not heard, and it was going to be a dry run of that story and figure out how kind of the beats and figure out where it went, and I would get through it and still be good. But I also knew things were a little weird because I had a hard out in Austin at a certain time. And so I wasn't sure. All right, I told Jen, it was funny, because he was like, "How long is the show going to be?" I said, "Well, I'm a little weirded out about it." I go, "When I was doing the road before, there were like these 3-hour fucking extravaganzas." I said, "But now, it can't be that because people, they're not comfortable in their chairs for 3 hours." And that's a lie. People will sit there and listen to me talk, and that's nice, and I appreciate it. But I'm in my head about it. I feel like I'm inconveniencing people. And so in my head, I'm like, I'm going to make this, fucking CD was an hour and a half, and Podfest was an hour and a half last year. So if I could make this an hour and a half, that'll be fine. I go, but the only problem is I don't know how long my story is going to last. I get up on stage, and I had a plan to tell a couple of stories, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And I even told Jen, I go, I might fill an hour. I think I'm going to fill an hour. We'll see what happens. Well, folks, one thing led to another, as you know, as it often does. And I get to talking, and I'm a panic, folks. I'll tell you what. When I start going, you just can't shut me up, right? Wouldn't you say that? So I took the stage in Austin, and I started to have some fun and talk a little bit. And I told a story about what happened on my trip to Austin, as I've done before in the past. Because a lot of you know, once I do a city, I will then come back. And those of you who've seen me live know what I will do. And I will talk, I'll even open for myself for like an hour, and I'll talk about the trip. And then at the end of it, I'll go, and now you don't have to listen to this week's podcast. And then I do that week's podcast, and I bring you basically the same thing that I had done on stage, essentially different because I live in it a little differently. But and this is far too much inside baseball for you, and nobody wants me to pull the curtain back, and nobody fucking cares who the Wizard is, and fucking you want a heart, I get it, and you're the Tin Man and whatever. So fine. Nobody wants to hear this bullshit, but I don't care. I'm telling you because I'm interested by the nuts and bolts of it sometimes. So I think maybe you would be, and even if you're not, you're entertained by me because I'm fucking great. So my plan was in Austin to talk a little bit about the trip, and then, of course, to do this story that I was planning on doing, or talk about a certain subject matter. Who knows? But I was worried I wouldn't fill an hour. But that was okay because I was starting the show at 6:30 because they had a show at 9. So I'm like, all right, well, that's good. I mean, I've got 2 hours to play with, and we'll see what happens. Well, when I get to the theater, they tell me that the show starts at 8:30. And I thought it was at 9. And he's like, no, it starts at 8:30. And I go, so what's my hard out here? He said, probably 8 o'clock. But that still leaves me 90 minutes. And again, like I said, I wasn't even sure I was going to fill an hour. Well, folks, funny story. I got on stage and I started talking and And I should tell you this. It was never in doubt. I was not caught by surprise. I was not caught unawares by things. Because I had a clock in my face the entire time, a digital clock. So I knew where I was at all times. Show started at 6:30, and then here we go. I took the stage and I started talking, and then I would watch the clock move, and I'd look over and I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Why is that? That is going very quickly, and I'm talking, and that's happening. And suffice to say, 8 o'clock rolls around. I haven't even gotten to the story that I wanted to tell. Between fucking around and talking about my trip to Austin, I had done 90 minutes without even getting to the story that Lily knows what that story is going to be. And so I hadn't even gotten there. So I see the clock and it's like at 8 o'clock, and I see whispering in the back of the fucking room because there's an improv show after me, and I guess they got to lug in a big refrigerator for their freeze tag and whatever the fuck else they got going on. There's 3 guys carrying in a yes and 4 guys carrying in an and. So they got to put those on the stage. And Harold is in the hallway. You know Harold's out there. You got to bring the Harold. So at 8 o'clock they start whispering in the back, and I actually go, "Hey, am I done? Like, where are we at here?" Because I knew I had a hard out. And they were very nice about it. The theater was. I cannot stress enough. If you want to do anything in Austin, go to the Cold Town Theater. It's a small space, but it was fucking awesome. And the guys who ran it, Cody and Nathan, who helped me out on sound, everybody was just terrific. So they started talking, and they didn't want to tell me I was finished. And I guess I understand that because it's like a guy who has a room full of fans is now saying, "Hey, am I finished?" And because if they say it, they're the villain. All of a sudden, they just go, "Yeah, you're done." Boo. So they kind of went. Like it's this weird noise came out of the back, and I go, "Look, I understand. Just tell me." I said, "I get it, but am I done?" And they were just like, "Maybe I don't know, a couple." I go, "Can I have 5 minutes?" And they said, "Yes, you can." So I took that last 5 minutes, and I hastily sped through stuff that I probably shouldn't have, just to tie stuff up. Because I'll tell you this, folks, in 90 minutes, I still wasn't done talking about Austin. There was other stuff to talk about, and I never even got to it. And then I rushed it through 5 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I was mad that I rushed it, but the people there were like, "I'm so glad you said that because otherwise we would have been pissed." Although they wouldn't have known. But they would have heard it today. Whatever the fuck, who cares? So the show ends, and everybody was very nice, and I hung out, and I'll tell you all about that later. But the bottom line is, afterwards, I'm talking to Dustin, and well, actually, I didn't talk to Dustin. Dustin left, and then Jen went out with us. And she said, "Hey, Dustin wanted me to tell you that the audio was phenomenal." And I said, "Oh, okay. Can I get a copy of it?" She goes, "Yeah, he'll give it to you tomorrow morning." So he sent it via Dropbox, and I downloaded it, and I listened to it. And it is... The audio from Austin is... Because I did audio at Bridgetown, and it was mic'd weird. I mean, it was just really strange. It was a big cavernous place, and I only had like 30, 35 people there, and they didn't mic the audience. So if you've heard Bridgetown, which I've sent to a lot of you, then you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of echoey. I was fucking hysterical. I will tell you that. I thought I was fucking hysterical. But I didn't like the way it sounded sound quality-wise, so I didn't feel right putting it out for people. But I gave it as a bonus to some people the donators, people who donate to the show. Well, I listened to this audio, and it's really good. The quality of it is great, and the only thing is, of course, the end is fucking chili dipped because I don't have an ending, because the show ended prematurely. But I didn't know what to do with the audio because I didn't get to do the story that I wanted to hear, so I can't really use it for studying purposes. It's not like I can sit down and listen to it and go, "Oh, well, these beats work and this beat didn't," and figure out what to do. Because it's just, literally, it was like a live episode of the podcast. It was me fucking around, talking about paper towels and talking about Batman and then telling stories about what happened in Austin, or at least on the way to Austin, which you guys are familiar with. I will do that all the time, and I'll take a trip and then I'll come back and I'll tell you, it's like the travelogue episode. It's been referred to as, where I just basically recount what happened on the trip and try to make it as funny as I possibly can. So So I, Dustin, he gave me the audio and I listened to it and it was really good. And so I was debating what to do. In my head, I'm like, well, I can sell this. If I sold it as like a $2 download and you can hear me in Austin and it's a different sort of thing and it's fun. But I didn't feel right about doing that because right now I have the CD out, I have shirts out. Podfest is coming up and who knows what that's going to be. I have no idea, but it just didn't seem like the thing to do for me was to sell it. And I asked some people, I talked to people and I got different advice and everybody was right in their opinion and what they thought, but I can't shake how I feel about things. So I didn't want to sell it. But at the same time, if I don't, if I, it just gets burnt if I don't do anything with it. Okay. Because this week I would have just done the podcast. And I would have just basically done that show for you guys. I would have told you what it was when I was out of town. 'Cause, part of me, I will say this, part of me had this idea, going out on these shows and going to every city and then taping it and then selling it the very next day as a live bootleg. Because bands do that. Pearl Jam does it, The Who, Black Crowes. I've been at shows where you've watched a show and then the Black Crowes, before I left, I could buy a CD of the show I just watched. And with professional packaging and everything, and then take it with me, which I did. And Pearl Jam does that too, where they record basically every live show, and you can buy all of the bootlegs at their website. So in my head, I was like, man, this will be awesome. I'll do like live bootlegs every time I'm somewhere different. And I love that idea, except for the fact that, then I'm coming to you guys for money all the time. And I know that's incorrect. I believe that what I produce has value, and certainly if that was the plan, I would do that. But it just right now I'm trying to figure it the fuck out. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm telling you guys a bunch of inside baseball nonsense, and who cares? But I do, and that's why I'm dropping it in your lap. Actually, you care. Everybody cares. So I had this Austin audio, and it would just be burnt if I didn't offer it to you guys, because this week I would have just fried all the material. It's not evergreen. See, like I said, remember you're going to hear that later. Evergreen means that you can listen to it at any time, and that's fine. I could release it later. But if I do the show this week and I talk about everything that happened in Austin, then what's the value in 3 months later going, hey, by the way, guys, I'm selling the Austin download? Well, then you'll just go, oh, well, we heard that already. And look, I recognize that that's wrong, and you guys are nice, and if I put stuff out, you buy it, and that's really cool, and I do appreciate it. But it's the hang up in my fucking head that says, hey, you can't give somebody something that they already had. And that's the reason why when I go out and do these fucking live shows, I'm like, I gotta think of something I haven't talked about. And that's bullshit. You guys want to hear whatever, you guys want to be there with me doing a show, and that's fine. I guess. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or it isn't true. I've got different camps. I've got people telling me this works, and I've got people telling me you shouldn't do that, and I've got people telling me I should perform live differently. Who knows? Everybody's got a different opinion, and that's fine. But I can only do what I want. So what I want to do this week is I'm going to give you guys the Austin show for free. And it's going to go in here as the podcast. I'm going to do this, and then we'll give you the way I'm looking at it is maybe this will entice you in the future to want to buy future shows if I do go the bootleg route. I'm looking at this as a commercial. This is a commercial for me live. If you like what you hear in the next 90 minutes, then buy a ticket to see me in Seattle and know that it will be different. Buy a ticket to see me at the Podfest this weekend and know that it will be different. Buy a ticket to see me in Green Bay this weekend and know that it will be different from what you hear, because it's always different. There may be a story that you hear that's the same, but there's always different nonsense around it. And so I'm looking at this as a commercial for you, because I will tell you this. After the show, people were very gracious, and they came up and they met me and they took photos and they bought merchandise. And people told me, I'm glad you didn't tell stories, because this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see you do this, the thing you do on the podcast that when we hear it, we just go, Jesus Christ, how does he do that? And then it's like doing a magic trick live. So people, they hear me do this and then they go, oh, well, Jesus Christ, how the fuck can you do that? Well, then they see me do it live for 90 minutes and fucking tie everything up and go around and bounce all over the place. And I should tell you, you guys are Lily. When I go out, you're Lily. So you encourage me to do that kind of thing because you're enjoying it and you're laughing. So then it makes me want to do it even more. And then sure enough, we're at the 90-minute mark and I haven't even finished the fucking story. So this is your fault, quite frankly, is what I'm saying. It's all your fault, folks. It's y'all's fault. And this is a lot of serious, and I get that. But I'm just trying to explain to you why I should just say, here's Austin. But I want you to know, there were different schools of thought about what we could do. Could we save it? Could we use it later? What should we do? But I want to give it to you. I was going to send it to donators. There was all these different plans, but you know what? I want you to fucking hear it because I got into the hotel room that night and I looked around and I was like, man, nobody can fucking do what I do. Nobody can fucking do what I do. Is that true? No, but that's how I felt in the hotel room at that moment. And it kept me from texting Karen. So I was thrilled about that. As I sat there in the hotel room, seriously, because because you were out with people and it's just this love surf. You know what I mean? I'm like, everybody's great and we're doing well. And then you get into the quiet hotel room and you go, oh, okay, all right. Well, everybody loved me a second ago. What the fuck? Why am I alone in here? And there were people I would normally reach out and text, but I couldn't because, for varying reasons. So inevitably I went, as I got to the 10th name on the list, which was Karen, I'm like, well, she'll probably be around. Don't do that, you idiot. So I didn't, which was nice. But so I want you to hear it. That more than anything, it's like I want you to hear, because I wish you could have heard Bridgetown because I was fucking great. And I guess you could. It's so stupid to say I wish you could have heard it. Like I burned it. All the copies are gone. But I want you to hear what it was like in Austin, and I want you to know what it's like to be in the room. Because if you've watched Schmitty Comes Alive, you know. If you've come and seen me live, you know. But I think there's a lot of people out there who don't know what it's like to see me live. And, maybe this will lead more people to contact me and say to come to their city because I'll tell you what, folks, I want to do this live every week. I do. I want to come to different markets. I want to go to different places every week and do, even twice a week I would do it and just go do live stuff because I love it. I love it. But it doesn't make any sense right now financially for me to go ahead and do that. If I could do it with Kickstarter again, and I did another 6-city Kickstarter, I could probably do that. But then, you guys are going to want rewards. Whatever. You people and your paintings and your nonsense. Why? Who wants? I don't know how many more CDs I have to give away, folks. But I want you to hear what it's like to be in the room when it's live, and so. We're going to bring you right now the Mike Schmidt. That's me. Hi. I was live at the Cold Town Theater on Saturday, September 28th. And I should say this. Thank you to all the people who came out. Because another thing that came up in my head was, does this make them angry that they paid to see me and then a week later I'm offering the show up for free? And it's because, it's like with UFC. UFC does pay-per-view. And if they did a pay-per-view on Saturday and then on Wednesday they said, hey, you can watch the show for free, you'd be so pissed you paid $50. But people paid $20 to see me, and now I'm putting up the show for free like 4 days later. Well, I won't do it all the time, even though I just said I had a great idea to sell the bootlegs of the live shows. But that would be selling. That would be different because then you could choose to buy it or not. But I'm putting this out because first of all, I'm proud of it. I loved it. And honestly, I won't be able to use it if I don't use it this week. Although whatever. Some people think that I could sell it even if I did the regular show this week and then I could sell it and you could hear the live version of that show. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't fucking know. Again, no rules, folks. We're breaking all the goddamn rules. So I can do whatever the fuck I want, quite frankly. You know what? You guys can get me at mike@mikeshmidtcomedy.com. That's it. This show's over. No, bottom line is this is a commercial for the live stuff. If you like it, buy a ticket to see me live, and I'd love to come to your city. So I expect all of you to write a 50-word essay telling me why I should come to your city. And send that along with 2 box tops from Honeycomb Cereal to Lily Von Stupp, care of the oldest building in Hollywood. 90210. And we'll review those. And I'll start doing that in 2014. Of course, we've got to collect all the essays. The cutoff is New Year's Day. January 1st, and then she and I will pour through everything. It's going to be a fire hazard, all those essays in here, but that's what we do. That's the diligent work that Lily and I do to bring the show to you out there in the hinterlands, all over this great land of ours. I had a guy from Columbus contact me, and he's like, hey, man, I can look into a theater, so I got to get a hold of him, and then someone else from Richmond, too. But, I mean, good luck in Richmond. I mean, I tried the one joint that I thought was going to work, and for some reason it didn't work. But who cares? I will contact you guys, and that'll be fantastic. Now, folks, I'm going to ask you to please turn off your cell phones. Keep your table talk to a minimum. And answer me one question. What's my name?
Mike Schmidt!
Definitely keep the lights off as long as possible. God knows nothing bad's going to happen when that happens. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good. Fantastic. There's the exit, by the way. If this gets unbearable, I wouldn't blame you. I may use it myself at some point. What are you drinking? I saw booze. Is that booze? It's not even rush hour. What the fuck? Oh, is that Callan? Hi, Callan. How are you? Good news is Callan's in a show after me, so he's getting tanked up an hour and a half before that, so that's good. Stick around for that boozy extravaganza. That'll be fun. Hi. I think I said that already. This is weird. Oops, a late arrival. Good to see you. Oh, wait a minute. Why are you late? You drove me here. Holy shit. That's ridiculous. All right. That's our friend Jen. Let's all clap for Jen. Why not? That was a short amount of applause. Jen, they don't care for you, quite frankly. Turns out they don't like you at all. This is odd, I will tell you that, because good job, by the way, staying out of the front row, except for you, my friend. Thanks for you're holding it down way, and I can barely see you, because it's funny, I told Nathan when I came in, all right, let's get this out of the way right now. All right, hold on, let's get this out of the way right now, before we get that out of the way. There's a bathroom here, thank God, right? Huh? Otherwise it'd be an awful, even more awful place, let's be honest. It's like doing comedy in the Batcave. This is fucking weird, right? I expect Robin to walk out of there, like go off the pole and just, full costume. And here's my promise to you folks. If Robin walks out in full costume, I will fight him for your entertainment. That'll happen. If Robin comes down the bat pole and steps out, he and I are going round and fucking round. Let's do this. All right. You gotta fight Robin, right? If he shows up anywhere, really. Anybody dressed as Robin on Halloween gets punched, because fucking nobody wants to be Robin. Robin didn't want to be fucking Robin, so I became Nightwing, right? Right? Then Jason Todd became Robin, and he got killed by the Joker, thank God. And we all rooted for the Joker. The Joker's a bad guy. He's a terrible person. We all know that. But he killed Jason Todd, and we're all like, yeah, I can see the Joker side of this. Why not? Homicidal maniac, go ahead, kill Robin. Deserves it. Deserves it, Callan. Suck it down, booze. All right, so. The fuck was I talking about? This, but then that. All right, hold on. There's a bathroom, okay? And I was in the green room. It's a sort of a green room, maybe. It's a fucking hovel with a curtain like this thin. And they're like, we're opening the house. And I saw all of you shuffle past with like sad faces. I'm like, oh, this is awful. Just this Bataan death march into the room of, oh, Christ, this isn't going to be funny at all. Why did we come? What a mistake. And then I'm sure Nathan had the lights on for you, though, didn't he? Did he? Yeah, of course he did, God damn it. Got to find your seats on the horrible couches up there that are stained with semen, and you know it. All right, so. And if they're not, take care of that by the end of this fucking show. Let's go. I can't see up there, but I demand semen stains in this room by the time we split. I'm going to blacklight this motherfucker. Me and Caruso are going to put on sunglasses and walk the fuck out of here. Yeah! All right. Dumb. Those are off. All right, so there's a bathroom, right? And by the way, I should tell you this too. We have a hard out for this show because I don't know what this show is. I got to be honest with you. I've talked about it on the podcast, and I do that, and everybody's like, "Ho ho, he's fully prepared." Nope, not at all. Could not be less prepared. I have a general idea because I will tell you this. And I did this the last time when I was doing the other show. I would come out and I had a general, like I had a show. I had a show written and planned. Written, but still planned. And but before it, then I would do this fucking bullshit, and we'd wind up all here for 4 hours, which is ridiculous. But the good part about that opening part was always like, hey, we're having fun, but I know I've got that rock solid 2 hours to fall back on. Guess what we don't have today? Rock solid 2 hours to fall back on. Unless Robin walks out of there, I've got nothing for later in the evening. And that's a spur-of-the-moment plan. Thank God it's there. Thank God the possibility of Robin emerging from this cubbyhole exists. Otherwise, I'd have nothing at all. Is that Trey? Yep. Rush. Oh, you get shoes on at least. That's a good plan. All right, so. I thought, because if you had flip-flops on, honestly, I was just going to tell you to go next door and rent porn, because that's the uniform for it. That is the uniform. I pulled up Justin and Den. How about Dustin and Jen brought me here, and we're out front waiting for Nathan to show up. Nathan, by the way, let's all give a round of applause to Nathan, please. Here's why. Because Nathan is helping me out, and he shows up. We're out in the car, and Nathan walks. He could not have looked more miserable, seriously, because he's soaked. He's fucking soaked. Nathan walked here in the rain to open the theater for me. Yeah. And then I walk in, and he's literally like shaking like a Saint Bernard to get all the drops of water off of him. And his shirt and his pants, and there's a hangdog look, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Nathan. It's nice to meet you." And I go, and I shake his hand, and it's covered in like, God's tears from the sky, awful. And I'm like, "Hi, all right, Nathan, good to meet you." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm your tech guy. I'll be handling all of the electronics in the back room." Really? The human puddle is gonna have his fucking hand in a light socket. That'll be fun to watch. Nathan's going up in flames. All right. And then, so what the fuck? So Dustin and Jen, they bring me here, and we're out front waiting, and this is before fucking Nathan sad sacked his way into the room. We're out there, and how many, Jen? 10 guys? Oh, yeah. 10 dudes in and out of the fucking video store, all like that middle-aged white man shorts with flip-flops, and just handfuls of Ass Masters 4. You know it. That's what they're bringing out. By the way, they're not all renting Ass Masters 4. They don't have that many copies next door. Folks, come on, catch up. There's 10 of them, so it was Ass Masters 1 through 10 that they got. It's a very popular title in Austin. You know why? Because they think it says Austin Masters 1 through 10, but it doesn't. Ass. Big Sean. All right, so nobody? All right. Really? You, Callan? You're like a 90-year-old white guy. You know who Big Sean was? Good for you. All right, so, folks. I'm in the bathroom. Well, because the show was going to start, and they're like, "Dude, soon." And I said, "All right." So I figured I needed the restroom. And then I walked out, and one of you people was in the hallway. I don't know who it might have been. But you were very nice to me. Thank you for avoiding eye contact, because I am the talent. And she hid her face. "I'm not looking. I don't want to be part of this goddamn show. You're lucky I'm even here." Good for you. So unfortunately, though, we had to both look for the bathroom. So we walked down this serpentine hallway, and we go around the corner, and she gets to the bathroom and opens up the door and sees me and stops and turns around and walks away. And I said, "Is that the bathroom?" She goes, "Yes," and leaves. So I don't know if she, again, respecting the talent, let me go in first and use it. But then when I got in, I saw a sign, and it said women's restroom down the hall. So I realized, she had come to the wrong place. So I go to the restroom, and I use it, folks, and we don't need to get any more descriptive than that. Here's what happened, folks. I have a zipper on my pants. Now, listen, hear me out. Goes up and down. I needed it down at this time. Fuck it, I didn't use my zipper. I just shimmied out of my pants and down. All right, so I like to stand at a urinal free form. So I've seen that. That's fucking horrible. That happened, dude. I was at the fucking Melrose Improv in Hollywood, not working because I am not famous or talented, but I was still there to see a friend perform. And I walked into the bathroom, and again, you're not. Look, bathrooms are bathrooms, and they're fucking awful, and we know that. Ask the woman who went ahead of me. She ran away. She didn't want to go into that one. But I walk in, and there's a dude who's got away $4. That's my guess. Apparently, I think the problem is he can't reach the zipper. So he's got like a sweatpants or whatever the fuck, fat guy pants that I'm very familiar with, and he's just dropped trow to his ankles, standing at the urinal, bare ass. And that's not a move you do at the fat guy bare ass club, let alone at the most famous comedy club in Los Angeles. Because you got to figure out that the 6 comics were in there, because we're all in there washing our hands, and we're looking at each other like, that's happening, right? That's really happening. If we had any gumption, we would have rented a Super 8 and shown some movies on his ass while he's in there taking a piss. Seriously, because it was bad. Creedence should have come in and done a song. That's how fucking horrible it was. Just awful. And then he finished. And here's the thing. All of us were mesmerized, and none of us would leave because we wanted to see the end of it. So he's standing there, and thank God he didn't fucking Superman it or anything. That would have been a drag. He had the good sense to just have his hands up and just be standing there kind of. And he was, I don't know if he was sheepish about it. I didn't see his face, quite frankly, because I was fucking horrified. Because I didn't want to know who he was. But I'm going to not recognize 400-pound dude in sweatpants later on. But he did it. He finished it. Because all of us were huddled. We didn't huddle around, but we're at the sink. And my hands have never been cleaner, by the way. Because I'm doing this number and just waiting for him to see how he handled it. And good for him. Although, not good for him, really. He just unashamedly bent over and pulled his pants up. Because we're all watching out of the corner of our eye, and then because you would have, because he can't do a squat and pull them up, obviously. And it's got to be so tough for him because, look, and I was fat. I mean, I am fat, but I was crazy fat, so I know what that's about. But so he dropped them. Dropping's easy. Getting them back later is the tough part. You got to hire a couple of short dudes to pull them up for you sometimes. So he just fucking bent over as much as he could. And I would tell you, he was spread like this, so he kept them at his knees because he couldn't fucking, because he can't bend over to his ankles, right? It's a good thing I have this. You guys, nobody heard what I was saying there, but now I'm back. So, anyway, do you need me to repeat that? Because I can repeat it for you if you'd like. I could. In this huge crowd. All right, in a basement. So I'm in the bathroom, right over there, and I use the restroom, and then I use the sink, and I wash my hands, and they have paper towels hanging there, and in my head I just like, fucking really, paper towels? Can't you get an air dryer or something in this fucking place? Because it wasn't even like fancy bathroom paper towels with a little machine that spits them out. It's a roll of fucking Bounty hanging on a hook. And again, nothing to be concerned about. Nothing for me to even think that is out of the. But for me, for some reason in my head, it just went, oh, fucking really? Like, why? Why would that matter to me? But it did, and I was going to be on stage in 2 minutes, and I could not have wet hands because, again, fucking Ace Frehley shocked me. I don't want that to happen. So I'm there, wash my hands. My hands are wet, and I'm like, I actually groaned. I see the fucking thing on the hook, and I'm like, ugh. And so I reach and I grab the paper towels, and I rip off, a paper towel, and the entire roll flies off and rolls across the fucking bathroom. Because I'm fucking dumb. It's on a hook. It's literally, if I go this way, then it stays. Nope, I just bonk, and it literally flies like I'm TPing a house, and it fucking goes all over. And it's like over the urinal now, so some of those have to be sorted out. And it's just laying on the ground. And I had that same where I just looked at it. I was just like, well, I could. I'm the talent. I could probably leave that there. That wouldn't be a big. But then I'm worried about audience member lurking in the dark who's going to come in after me and go, look at the fucking mess that guy made. Because again, I'm fucking low level in show business. That's my trashing a hotel room. Hi, folks. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, right in the front, huh? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Oh, and another person. Good to see you. Oh, Arian. How are you? Nice to see you. These are friends who. Oh my God. Wait, are you wearing matching shirts? Oh my God. Is that Robin? Yeah. Hey, Robin Rocket Chip. How are you? All right. See, folks, you're a very successful entertainer when the only people in the audience are people you fucking know. Seriously, that's. Who am I talking to? By the way, at this point, there's nobody at all. I'm dumb. So, folks, you've missed an amazing amount of comedy up to this point. Because there was an opening act. So I'm in the bathroom. Look, I don't know if you've been to the bathroom, folks. There's a bathroom right down the hallway. You can't use it, you can. Now. So I fucking yank these paper towels, and they fly across the room. They're laying there, and I know she's lurking to come in and blame it on me. So I had to fucking pick them up. So I pick them up. But I don't want to touch them because now they've been on a fucking bathroom floor, which is disgusting. But I also don't want to throw them all away because that seems like a terrible move, right? Because I just wasted a whole roll of paper towels. Who the fuck am I? Rockefeller? I think Rockefeller's going to waste a lot more than that, really. That seems like maybe a rich guy. It's a little low level for him, but that's fine. What if that's all Rockefeller wanted to do? He just bought paper towels and fucking wasted them all over the time. Ha ha! Ruining the earth one roll at a time. Fuck you, Bounty. Fuck you. Who's that? Is Bounty? Who's the fucking guy? The scrubby face. Brawny. That's him. Scrubby face. I call him that. He and I are friends. I'm friends with a guy in a paper towel bag. So I fucking yank it, and it goes flying, and I got to pick him up now. And so idiot. I looked around for something to pick them up with. There was nothing. So I stuck my finger in the cardboard tube and went like this to roll them up. Now again, mind you, they've been on the bathroom floor, on the urinal. They were all over the fucking place. And then I stuck it back on the hook. So I don't know if you've been in there since me, but don't use the paper towels. But also they're disheveled. They're like, hey, I wouldn't use them anyway because they're all fucking mangled and hanging off. You would know. You know. Trust me, you got a sixth sense for that kind of thing. You got a Shyamalan it if you see that fucking hanging off. So that happens, and I put it on the thing, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go on stage. Thank God they played this 7-minute mix of my Ministry song, and then I turn around, and what's on the door or the wall? Air dryer. There's an air dryer right on the fucking wall. All I had to do is turn this way, and there it is. Bing, zoom, hair, dry. and I don't make a mess. But then we lose this beautiful story. I don't know if it was beautiful. It certainly wasn't a story, but it was an anecdote. So I should tell you this. So I get here, and Nathan is all fucking soaked wet. And so he comes in here, and I'm like, let's do a sound check. And then we wanted to do the lights. Do these lights work for you guys? Yeah. Like you can see me and everything's fine? Because I told them initially, what I want people to see me, and I don't want to see a fucking soul. I mean, I got no interest in seeing anybody's face or the slack-jawed look when I say something terrible. I get no interest in that. But then we experimented with 9 different things of lights, Nathan? And I was going to throw it to you guys to see if you guys wanted to judge and figure out if there was anything cool, like a different lighting thing. But this works, right? Yeah. Is it okay? All right, good. We're in a basement. Who the fuck cares, honestly? You know, actually, Nathan, could you turn this one on? Because I really... it's very important. Poor Nathan and Clint had to come in at 5 on a fucking Saturday. I apologize. All right, so, because I had to book an early show, because, folks, there's a show later. I don't know if you know this. There's a big improv show, and we have to be done before they come in, because they have a lot of props. What I will tell you this, if somehow we go long, Callan, I promise you this, if we go long, get your whole troupe assembled at the doorway and just yell freeze. And I will stand in position and just nobody tag me in for the duration of your show. All right. So as I've mentioned, folks, I don't know what to tell you. And again, this is the stupid part where I apologize for the show, which is dumb. I should just do the show, right? I should. That's more for me than you. Don't answer. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard. This goes up to the Bruce Wayne Manor. We're all crossing our fingers that Robin comes down because I'll have a show. Austin, Texas. So I will tell you this, folks. Getting here, I had a day yesterday. I've forgotten how to travel. I can tell you that. I'm in Austin. And by the way, Austin, thank you for ramping up the humidity when the fat guy came to town. I do appreciate that. After the show, we were talking about going to get something to eat, but I think we're going to rent a fan boat and go down the Mekong Delta and look for Colonel Kurtz. So, the horror. Fuck, I'm great, right? Come on, I'm great. Whoa, another cubbyhole. Who's coming down from there? That's got to be Batman. He's mad when I'm beating up Robin. He comes down. All right. How fast is Batman coming down that pole? All right. So, folks, I like this. That's a Freddie Mercury stance I went into there. It was sweet. All right. I need an overbite, though. I don't have an overbite. I got one bad tooth, though. I got a bad tooth. It's not a bad tooth. It's just in a bad place. All right. Well, because bad tooth implies that it needs to be removed, but it doesn't. It just needs friends around it to be make it look, because it's lonely. It's trying to leave my mouth is what it's doing. It's on fucking strike. It's like one fang and it's boom, I'm gone. You know what? Actually, that tooth sounds a lot like Batman coming down the pole. Boom. All right. Oh, God. I'm making myself laugh, and that's wrong. I'm here for you guys. All right, so I have notes that I'll never... You know what's funny? Look at these notes. Do you think I can read that at this distance? Really? Fuck that. It's like, he goes, I go, do you have a table? He goes, well, it's probably not waist high. And I go, that's fine, waist high is fine. I put it down, it looks like someone spilled an inkwell on my pad of fucking paper. I got no idea. It looks like, you know what it looks like? John Doe's notebook from 7. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. What's in the box? All right. So, folks, I've forgotten how to travel. This is my second trip as a single person. And as we all know, my butler quit. And she was in charge of kind of getting everything ready for me. And again, it's probably one of the reasons she left. Every time I talk about her and I say something about my wife, who does not know who I am? All right, good. Then you all know what's happening. You exchanged glances. Does one of you not know who I am and you didn't want to participate? Oh, you took care of the room. I appreciate that. That guy was like a nodding cop. He looked around, nodding, no, we're good. She got that side, perfect. Good for you, thank you. Well, keep me posted if anybody taps you on the shoulder and goes, I really don't know who he is, then, because people don't want to yell out in the dark. Which is good, actually. That's good for a show when people don't want to yell out in the dark. Worst show ever, people yelling out in the dark. Oh, unless it's a haunted house on Halloween, that's fun. All right. So, So Karen used to get all the shit together for me, and also she used to mop the floor in the kitchen. That hasn't happened in a while. Oh my God, my kitchen looks horrible. I'm actually going to hire a cleaning service. Yeah, I have money. I'm not kidding you. I'm skipping like 4 meals to hire people to clean my fucking house. I'm the laziest asshole in the fucking world. Come mop my house, immigrants. There's nothing. I'd offer you some food, but I have none. I apologize. I've been eating Cool Whip and air myself for the past couple of days. Here's a big chunk of ice. Let it melt in your mouth. It feels like you're eating, sort of. And by the end, your tongue is frozen, so you couldn't taste anything anyway. Boom. Eating's for the weak. Mop. Donde este mop? That's part of the fun of it, too, is I just want to hire people in so I can tell them what the fuck to do. Dude, come on, clean those walls. Walls? Who cleans walls? You do. Well, I fucking paid on Groupon. I did. I bought Living Social. House cleaning. Fucking idiot. All right, so... It was so impulse. Because that's because when you're at your weakest is when you're sitting in a chair staring at the computer and you're like, man, my house is filthy. What's that? You'll offer, what, $30? Done. Bought. Send them now. Send them now. A chopper lands on my apartment roof. All right, so... They take it seriously. So I can't, I'm supposed to pack all my stuff and go, which is fine. And, but again, I got to write a show too, folks. I can't be expected to do everything. So as you'll see as the night goes on, I chose to pack. Anyway, I chose not to write a show in lieu of bringing extra underpants. So don't forget those. You're there for 2 days. I actually brought 3 pairs of underpants and 3 pairs of socks. Why? Just in case. That's how old I am, folks. Literally in my head. I brought just in case underpants on the road now. Idiot. And I don't even drink or do anything stupid, so I'm not going to shit my pants or anything, right? Just in case. That's how it sounds in my head. Why are you bringing those? Just in case. Idiot. In case I lose them out by the gutter somewhere. All right, so I packed my stuff. But I was ready. I was fucking ready because I knew, all right? When I went to Detroit, it was on my own. But in Detroit, I was a fucking zombie. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I think I brought 9 shirts to Detroit for 2 days, and I didn't fucking care. But this trip, I was like, all right, man, because I'm trying to reemerge as a person, which is weird. I was with my wife for 20 years. And now she's gone, so I have to do all this stuff, everything except mopping. So, I did mop once. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I mopped, like when she went away, I'm like, I'm going to keep this up. This is going to be awesome. Like the second week, I mopped the fucking bathroom floor and I mopped the kitchen floor. Although our mop was terrible. I don't know how the fuck she was using that mop. It was just ragged. I'm glad she left. Fuck that mop. I saw that mop. I'm like, that's the treatment I'm getting. No wonder I don't feel so good. You're mopping with this fucking disease-ridden thing. It looks terrible. Looks like someone threw Whoopi Goldberg in a mud puddle. Throw it out. Under what pretense would anyone throw Whoopi Goldberg in a mud puddle? That's got to be the worst argument of all time on the set of The View. Well, I like men. I don't like men, really. Well, how'd that mud puddle get there? All right. Because we've been waiting for Joy Behar to go at it with Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Please. The crew put it there the first day. Okay. So I had to pack. And, well, first, I had to fucking get to the airport. Because, I don't, that's another thing. Karen used to bring me to the airport. God damn it. And again, whenever I reminisce about her, it's always shit she used to do for me. It's like, it's never like, I enjoyed being in her arms. It's always like, she used to drive me places. That was awesome. No wonder she fucking left. Because she was, she was Robin. She fucking got it all taken care of. Actually, she was Alfred. That's what she was. She was fucking Alfred. And you saw what happened when Alfred left in Dark Knight Rises. Batman was a fucking idiot. Although he did make it back to Gotham City in 2 days after climbing out of a hole in Europe. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Good for him. With none of his bat tools, with like no smoke pellets or fucking anything. None of his money. They took his money away. That was the fucking worst part of Dark Knight Rises. Fucking Batman. You fucking dumb fuck. Batman, all of a sudden they crash the stock market and then they're towing Bruce Wayne's car? Are you fucking joking? You know what? He's been rich for centuries. I don't think he's going to make his bills this month. Turn his lights off. Really? The recluse we haven't seen for 8 years but has continued to fund the largest corporation in the history of the Eastern Seaboard. Yeah, let's turn his electricity off. All right. How did he get back? That day I saw saw the movie and I was so amped up, and then I went on with fucking Graham and Chris, and I'm just like, yeah, I fucking dug it. And then the day later, I went, that movie was fucking awful. Why did I tell people I liked it? It's so bad. 8 years, Batman's walking with a cane, he has a potato and puts on a knee brace, and he fights 40 guys. What the fuck? Climbs a roof. All right, so. And Catwoman, really? Oh, God, what a mess. All right. And then, no. I'm so mad at it. People were pissed at Ben Affleck as Batman. I go, it couldn't be any worse than that last one. Batman, he's in the deepest hole in Europe. It's like a prison filled with rapists. How did they not rape Bruce Wayne? How do you not rape him? And look, that's my problem with a lot of superhero movies. I understand that. I've said this before. I have no idea how Superman didn't get raped in Superman Returns. How did he not? Did you see Superman Returns? There's a scene where he's on like a kryptonite planet, and it's Kevin Spacey and the toughest hoods from the yard, all the guys who kept fucking Lex Luthor protected. And they're all there, and Superman can't do anything. He's on the ground. Not one of these hard-ass convicts went, I'm going to fuck Superman right now. Because even if he gets his powers back eventually, you fucked Superman. He's not going to kill you. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did you see the new one? He does kill people now. The shame of Superman's face is you fucked him? How amazing would that be? I'm not even a criminal. I would have fucked Superman. All right, you gotta rape him. Rape Superman. That's if you leave with anything today, folks. Rape Superman if you have the opportunity. All right. And Bruce Wayne. Rape Bruce Wayne, who is in the deepest hole in Europe and is crippled, can't move, surrounded by the worst felons in the history of crime, and lays in bed and watches cable all day because he gets cable somehow. Before Bane left, he hooked up the DirecTV so Batman could watch the end of Gotham City and keep up on Downton Abbey. So, what the fuck are we talking about? Whoa, look at that. Whoa, hard out. All right, so. Callan. See, because here's the thing. I thought the show After Me started at 9. And it starts at 8:30. And also, apparently, they have to build a machine that makes fizzy lifting drinks for their fucking schedule. What the fuck was that? Who's got a calliope? What the fuck? You heard that, right? I'm not dumb. Because there's a good chance I'm dumb. I won't lie about that. There are times when I'm alone and I hear circus music in my head. That has happened. But in this moment, I heard a calliope, and I'm not wrong. You, Captain fucking Nod Police, you heard it, right? It's bad. Well, I didn't say it was you, but you heard it. Just back me up. All right. Who has a calliope? Honestly, I just want to know. I'm not going to say anything. Was it a phone? Because if it was a phone, you really should move to Key West with that ring. I don't know. I heard it, though. I know I did. Does someone... What if all show long someone had Jack in the Box? And every half hour, they just went... Ding, 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 ding. 30 minutes passes. Ding, 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 ding. Please let that happen. I want to make a show just so that happens. That will be my light. You know how you light comics? Fuck that. We got to get a Jack in the Box. Every fucking 5. Ding, 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 ding. Blink when the fucking guy comes out. Guy, how perfect would it be? We got to get one. Let's get one now. Please, let's get one now. Please tell me that's what you have. All right. That is the greatest idea of all time. Dustin, are you sure this is recording? Because we need to save that for posterity.
Yes.
Don't give me an I don't want to fucking no, we stopped it on the paper towel bullshit. We got a proprietary call from DC Comics who infringed on 4 copyrights. We had to shut it down. The third mention of Nightwing did it. We apologize. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, God, I would love it. So if you ever see me again, bring a Jack in the Box. Bring a peanut butter and jelly Jack in the Box. We ate that last night. We went to fucking... I'll tell you about that. We're getting there. All right. Jesus. All right, so... what was I saying? Nodder. Before the fucking circus showed up. Oh my God, you're going all the way back to that story? That's the real show. I don't want to do the real show. I want to talk about lights and bullshit. All right, hold on. Where was I? Right there. Calliope, circus music, done. All right, so. God damn it. I can't. We were raping Superman, and then. And then Gunther Gable Williams rode in on an elephant. Boom. Ding, 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 ding. I want that so bad. Kellen, you write sketches. Write me a sketch with that in it. By the end of the show. And perform it tonight. After I'm done. No, I want to be in it. All right. I just want to be off stage with this. Ding, 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 ding. That's too fast. That's really too fast. That's a first read. I'm fucking great. All right, so. I'm serious, man. All right, there. So. Oh, it's the fucking thing of. All right, good. That was the sound of flip-flops carrying porn. That's what that was. You guys got any of the ass masters left? Sorry, all checked out this afternoon. God damn it. We mentioned that earlier. There's a syllabus they should have given you on the way in. You would have seen. It's like a playbill, but because before this, I actually do the show in the green room before this, and they write it all down. They have a couple of midgets who work here, with feather pens. That's a good name for a band, midgets with feather pens. I said eating air pussy on the show a couple weeks ago, and guys are like, I'm naming my band that. And I'm like, no, he said air pussy. He goes, oh, dude, I'm naming my band Air Pussy. And I wrote him back and I said, if you don't name it eating air pussy, just fucking pack it in. Get a bigger bass drum if you have to, but eating air pussy needs to be the name of that fucking band. All right. It's so bad, man. I'm sitting there like, leaning, caught myself doing it too. Oh, I'm a fucking mess. All right, so I had to pack to come to town, and I was explicit in my instructions to myself. Well, first of all, actually, I was telling you this. I needed to get a ride because Karen used to drive me. So I talked to my buddy Paul. And my friend Paul is a nice guy, and he's a great friend. But I asked him, I'm like, dude, any way you can, because he's taken me to the airport before. I go, dude, is there any way you can like take me to the airport for Austin? It's an early flight. It's like 1 p.m. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'll get you a coupon. I said, what do you mean Well, you work for me now? You're my. What does that mean? And he goes, no, I drive for Lyft. I said, oh, cool, because he had that bullshit fucking pink mustache on his car, and I didn't even ask him about it. That's how fucking weird I am. I just saw it, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Do you guys have Lyft here? Okay, Lyft is an app on your phone where you can actually you can pay what you want for a ride. It's like they'll go pick you up, and it's civilian drivers. It's not a taxi, and you put it in on the app, and they will come to you, and their trademark is on the front of every car. They bought these gigantic pink handlebar mustaches, and that's they're on the grill of the car. So when he pulled up and he had that on there, I thought it was just Paul being a fucking idiot. And so, so I'm like, well, I'm not even going to ask him about it because I'm going to diffuse this right at the jump. So I got in the car and I said, hey, can you? And he goes, yeah, I'll get you a coupon. I go, what do you mean a coupon? He goes, well, I drive for Lyft. I go, oh, is that what that bullshit is on your grill? He's like, yeah. I said, okay, so what do you mean a coupon? He goes, well, I'll get you a $10 off coupon, and then it's great. You can book me, and then you'll pay. And I go, so what do you, like, I got to pay you to take me to the airport? He's like, well, yeah, it's $10, but then you'd pay that in gas, and you would have parked or whatever. And I said, all right, I guess I'll do that. That's fine. Because I don't mind. Again, it would cost me, if I was going to park, if I was going to drive myself and park, it's $40, because $13 a day at the airport. But the problem is I need my car, because I'm Travis Barbecue tomorrow. I actually get off the plane at LAX oh, Jesus Christ, here come numbers. Brace yourselves. I get off the plane at 9, and I have to be in Venice at 11:30. So if someone picked me up at 9, I could go home and then get my car and go to Venice. But if I just want to leave my car there, I can drive. The fucking barbecue joint is like 10 miles from the airport. But then I got to kill fucking 3 hours sleeping on the beach like a hobo. Which, I mean, 6 and 1, that's fine. So I said to him, I go, yeah, okay, you can pick me up, that's fine. So a couple of days go by, and then he wrote me back. He's like, hey, am I definitely taking you to the airport Friday? I go, yeah, but you're picking me up Sunday. Yes? And he goes, no, I can't get you Sunday. I said, why not? He said, well, we're busy, and also Lyft isn't allowed to go to LAX because there's a fight with the taxi drivers. It's a bunch of fucking horseshit West Side Story, Jets and Sharks nonsense. So I said, all right, that's cool. I said, so I'll probably have to drive myself. But first I decided to ask Lily. I said, hey, can you pick me up Sunday? What time? 9. No, I can't. I'm sorry. So there's another set. Do you guys have Uber here? Uber's another app where you order a fucking ride. But Lyft, you pay what you want. Uber, they give you a set rate. So I checked Uber, and it's 22 miles from my house to the airport. How much do you think Uber wants for a ride from the airport to my house? $74. Yeah, $74. And I don't know if I'm riding in a giant pussy, because that would make sense, maybe. Because I would make myself comfortable, that's fine. But if it's just a car with another human being in it, why don't you below me? That's $76. So, not bad. $2 for that. I'll throw that in. It's going to be a bad one, though. The guy's not going to take any care in that. Why is it a guy? Why did I make it a guy? What's wrong with me? Immediately, I went to a dude. And the best part is I was okay with it. Yeah, I'll pay $2 for a blowjob from a dude. That's how far the mighty have fallen, folks. Brace yourselves. All right, so stick around for later. All right, so so it's a fucking mess. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to drive myself, and I'll pay the $40, and that's fine. Because you know what, folks, I have that kind of money these days. I don't know if you heard, I'm passing out gold coins to women with mops. Every immigrant in town, oh, come on, I'm just showering. I'm making it rain on someone named fucking Julio. All right, so why is it another guy? Because the only name that sounded vaguely Mexican to me in my head was Liza, because it had a Z, and I'm like, that's not a Mexican name, stupid. I'm in Texas. I got to be authentic. All right, so I'm like, I'll just fucking drive. That's fine. So I got home. I actually worked as Travis Barbecue Thursday night. But I got home, and I was diligent, and I made sure everything was packed. And I had to bring merch, because I brought, I'll tell you now, there's shirts and CDs, if anybody's interested after the show. I wasn't going to bring them, but then this woman on Facebook constantly wrote me and was like, you're bringing a CD, right? You're bringing me a CD? And I said, yes, Jill, I am bringing you a CD. Enough. Part of that is a lie. So but you know what I did? I put all my merch in the merch bag, and then I put it in the bigger bag, because I got to bring 2 bags. When I bring merch, I got to check a bag. But folks, I'm a gold level flyer, so I don't have to pay for a fucking bag, because again, talent. But that's okay. So I don't mind checking a bag. So I pack up, and but I will tell you this: I put my jeans in there, and a belt, and like I said, 3 pairs of underwear and 3 pairs of socks, just in case. Packed my suitcase, but I did not put my hang-ups in there, which is why I am so unwrinkled right now in front of you, folks. Because I didn't want to pack it the night before, but I'd laid it out, and I was like, you know what it was? It was like the first day of school. I laid everything out all neat. I had a little name. Hi, my name is Mike, like a little name tag on there. And I was ready for the morning. And I stayed up late, and I put some other stuff together, and then I thought, hey, I should write some of the show. Nope, just go talk about paper towels for an hour. So, wow. Holy God. All right, so, Callan, hang tight. So I had to put everything together and get it all built up and wound up getting it out. So the next morning I wake up in plenty of time, because I got to be at the airport at 11:30. That's how I figured it. So there was going to be traffic, but not much. So I get up and I go ahead and I pack up my bag and I put the hang-ups carefully in there. And I wore cargo shorts for the flight, because as you know, I don't like wearing pants with a belt anymore, because they fucking But you know what? I will tell you this though, I could probably do it since I lost a little weight, because I bet my pants wouldn't fall down. But where's the fun in that? If I'm going through and you want my belt, I want my pants to fucking fall down. I want to look like a fucking urinal at the Melrose Improv. That's how I want to work it. Ask somebody. Latecomers. So I wore like cargo, but I will say this: I haven't worn these cargo shorts. They haven't fit me in like 3 years, but now they fit, which is great. But I will tell you this: they don't really fit. They're actually too big. So they hang off me like I look like Fabulos. I mean, it's like fucking ridiculous. That's where I went. Fabulos. I went. I went as deep weird rapper to get to one person as I possibly could. Because I didn't want to go, because the other rappers I know are like 80s rappers, and I didn't want to say that because back then their jeans weren't hagging off. Hagging? Sagging? Hanging? I made up a word. But the shorts are kind of, they don't fit, they're kind of big, but it doesn't matter. I'm fine. I'm all backed up. I get in the car, I load it up, and I leave my house at, what was it? It was like 10:45. I'm way on time. I grab my fucking bag, I grab my laptop bag, I throw them in the back seat, I start the car and I pull out, and I'm actually proud of myself because I made sure I had everything that I needed. So I start driving, and I go over in my head, I go, did you bring your notes? Yes, everything's fine. You got your laptop back there, you brought 3 pairs of underwear just in case. Yes, they're in the bag. And I said, all I gotta do now is I gotta get on the plane and fucking listen to my music and throw on my hoodie. And I said that as I was merging onto the highway and realizing I didn't have my hoodie with me. If you know me, you know that I wear a hoodie on the plane. It's my flying costume. Because then I can put my hood up and listen to music the whole time, and the fucking sky waitress won't yell at me, which is fine. And you know who always reminded me to bring my hoodie? Karen. She was the one who always reminded me. So I did make one mistake. I got on the highway, and I thought of the hoodie, and I'm like, fuck. And in my head, I'm going, well, it's not so bad. It just means that for that first half hour and the last half hour of the flight, you won't be able to listen to any music. And I went, fuck that. I'm going back for my hoodie. Because you know what? Batman did the same thing when Alfred quit. I don't know if you remember in Dark Knight Rises, when Batman, he left the place without his cape. And he went, well, you know, maybe I won't strike terror into the heart of criminals, I'll just beat their ass. And he goes, well, fuck that. I'm going back to get my goddamn cape. It's the only thing that strikes terror into the heart of the criminals. Well, other than the pointy ears and the fucking horrible voice. All right, so. Where is he? All right, so. Who are they? All right. How's Affleck going to top that? Affleck's got to go completely under the radar. Affleck's got to go, like, just be Ben Affleck Batman. Just, like, talk like normal. I can't do an Affleck impression. Why did I start that? All right, so. So I fucking doubled back, and I got off the highway, and I went back through, and I went to get my hoodie. So I lose some time there. But not so much. I got on the highway. It took me about 15 minutes round trip to go back, and I leave the house. I run in, I grab my hoodie. And another reason I didn't bring my hoodie the first time is because I was picking a new hoodie, because the old hoodie I used to wear was a 5X, and now it's like a fucking tarp. It's gigantic on me. So I'm like, well, fuck, I can't wear that. So I had to, you know what, folks? Here's where it's at with the weight loss. I had to start tearing open trash bags of old clothes to find shit I can wear. It's awesome. Oh, look at you, one person, thank you. You're not wrong. They're wrong. So I had like a Pearl Jam hoodie that was a 2X. I was going to wear that, but instead I pulled one from my old high school out, which is fucking ridiculous. But not my old high school, like when I was in high school, because that would be fucking retarded and weird that I still had it. No, but when I went to a game a couple of years ago, me and Max went, and I bought one because they had a 3X, and I'm like, I totally want that because I'm an idiot. Because again, folks, I have money. Back then I had money. I don't have money so much now. I gave it to a chick with a fucking mop and glow. All right, so. So I grab the hoodie and I get back on the highway and I'm rolling and there's traffic, but I fucking avoid it. I go to Sepulveda. This is going to mean anything to you, but I go up through the pass and then I get on the highway. I'm perfect and I'm rolling and I get to the airport where I have to park by like 11:15. So I get into the parking garage and here's the problem when I get into the parking garage. It's like 7 levels and I don't want to park on the top because then your car's in the sun the whole time. So I'm trying to look for another thing, because you're only able to park from 4 through 7. So I'm circling 4, circling 5, circling 6, up through 7, back to 6, 5, 4, and that's how numbers work up and down. So I'm looking. Jesus Christ, like I need to film more time. Ding, 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 ding. So I'm looking for spots, and the thing is, there's plenty of spots. I'm driving past plenty of spots. I'll tell you that. But all right, I don't know if this happened in Texas. You guys maybe not because you all drive trucks and you're idiots. But in California, there was a period of time where they were building shit, and they went, you know what? Eventually, everyone's just going to drive like a pod car. So every parking lot they built it's all compact. Like every spot is compact, and it has the word compact on there, which you can barely see in the shadow of the Toyota Tundra that's lurking through 3 of the fucking spots. Because the trend did not go small, like it's America, and the trend went big. So, and I have an SUV myself, kind of a mini, like a Nissan Murano, which is, it's bigger than a car, smaller than an SUV. It's just right, folks. It's the baby bear car. So, idiots. Goldilocks slept in my car. So, well, not slept. So So I'm driving around, and I'm conscientious and I'm nice. I'm a nice guy, so I don't want to park in the compact spot. That's a dick move. But they're all fucking compact spots, and they're all overrun by SUVs. And I'm driving and I'm looking, and I'm not fucking lying. 20 minutes I spent circling looking for a spot, and I didn't mind it because I just kept replaying my D'Angelo song over and over and over, and like starting it. And I'm singing "How Does It Feel" as I'm looking for a spot, and I'm like, because I'm on time and I'm proud of myself, and I got my hoodie, and I'm just ready to fly and come to Austin and entertain you fine folks. 20 minutes, and finally at the 20-minute mark, I go, "This is fucking stupid. You need to park and get to the airport." So I finally find a spot, and it's between a Mercedes SUV. Have you seen those? And then but a Mini Cooper. So I'm like, well, I'm kind of good on one side. So I pull in and I get as close as I can to the Mercedes because fuck them, all right? Mini Cooper, he's in the right spot. He's in a compact spot. Good for him. Enjoy it. So I let him have as much room as he could. He could have opened his door the entire fucking way. I'm all the way over toward the Mercedes. So I park, and which is great, except I have to get out of the car on the Mercedes side. So I open it, and I open it gently, because I'm not a dick. I'm not trying to bang the shit out of their car. But I open it, and I've got about like this much play. All right. And I'll tell you this. 3 months ago, I could not have gotten out of the car. I would have had to hop the fucking seat and got a gear shift in the ass and tried to get the fuck out the other side. But this time, I'm able to kind of squeeze out. So I do it, and not even squeeze out. In the old days, it would have been like, terrible, but I slipped out. All right. Yeah, it was great. I'm stealth. Sure. Oh, of course. This is why I'm losing weight, to slide out of cars by Mercedes. So I get out of the car, but then I realize also my luggage is on that side behind me. So I could go around again to the other side, but where's the fun in that? So I open up the fucking door, and I have to pull the luggage out. And the luggage is about as wide as me, but it's on its side. So I have to try to fucking finagle it out the door. And I'm pulling in, and I reach in, and I grab the handle, like on that part, and I grab the wheels, because when I put it in, idiot, the wheels are facing me instead of facing the other way. So I can't get the top handle. I have to get the fucking wheels. So I'm holding the wheels and the handle, and I'm pulling it out, and I have to fucking hop it, and like squeezing it out, and then I have to lift it up a little bit, and it's not coming because the wheels, it's hard plastic. There's no give on the bottom of the suitcase. So basically, it's like my SUV is giving birth to a luggage baby, but it's a breech birth. So I have to lean in, and I have to turn the luggage baby around to make this a successful delivery. So I lean in, and I'm fucking finagling, and I move it over, and I flop it, and people are driving by and seeing me. But I don't care. I'm halfway in and halfway out, and I finally flip it like, ugh. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And I grab the handle, both handles, and I'm funk, but it's coming out, and it's squishing, and I'm squishing it myself with my elbow, and I'm pulling it out, and I'm fucking fighting it. And it probably takes about another 5 to 10 minutes, but I shunk. And finally, I fucking yank it, and the wheels bang into the fucking Mercedes. Clang, clang. So much for being nice. And then I fucking put it on the ground. I'm like, thank fuck, yes, good, out. So I put it down on the ground, and the last time I flew, the airlines fucked up the handle, the pulley handle. So I have to fight with that. I have to push the button in, and I have to lift it up and shake it like this so it'll slide out. I'm an idiot. You don't care. So I fight with that. I get it, and I've got my hoodie over my shoulder. And I close the fucking car door, and I leave. I'm like, finally, get the fuck out of here. So I go to the elevators, and I'm on 4. So I go down to the bottom. There's a shuttle. The guy's like, we got one more. Yay, hold it for me. So I go walking over, and a bunch of people are walking in, and they're getting on, and the guy's helping them with their luggage, and they're fucking ignoring him. And then I get to the front, and the guy's like, hold on, sir, let's get you on there. And he grabs my suitcase, and he puts it in, and I pull out $3. And he looks at me, and I go, hey, thanks. And I hand him the $3, and he looks at me like, as if I had just baptized his son. It's amazing to see the difference $3 will make to somebody. Because you and I, we don't give a fuck about $3. You know, you'll go to Big Mac or fucking McDonald's, get a Big Mac, and you'll eat it, and you just because you don't even think about it. You're just like, that's lunch. But maybe I bought him lunch. Maybe I paid the last of his electric bill. I don't fucking know. But he was just a nice man helping people who worked for the shuttle company because he wasn't driving the shuttle. He was just kind of a customer wrangler and helping people with their luggage, and everybody's ignoring him and nobody's talking to him. And I go up and I go, hey, thanks, sir. I look him in the eye, give him $3. It was like he wanted to fucking throw me on his shoulders. It was amazing. Just the look on his face. And he stops and he goes, thank you, sir. Thank you, my friend. And I shook his hand. I go, no problem. He goes, no, I want to thank you. I tell you what, on your return flight, when are you coming back to town? I said, I come back Sunday morning? Are we having breakfast now? Or maybe I went a little far with this $3. But he goes, no, I just want to tell you that if you come back and you see me, I'm Mr. Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell is here to take care of you. So if you come back on Sunday and you need anything, you need something from me, just you come in and I'll take care of it. I'm happy to do it. I'll be here Sunday morning. I can't wait to see you. Please have a good flight. Thank you so much. And I'm like, well, thank you, Mr. Maxwell. I appreciate it. And I get in the shuttle, and everybody's looking at me with a fucking stink eye. Like, weird. I'm like, fuck you. You could have been nice to Mr. Maxwell and gotten that. I saw The Legend of Bagger Vance. What the fuck's he going to do for me? Who knows? But it was so terrible. It's like, yeah, so what? I'm a friend of Mr. Maxwell. That's good. Mate, are we going to lunch? Probably not. But if we are, it's on him because I just gave him $3 fucking. So they shut the doors, and I'm just like, whatever, fuck you. So we drive. And I tell the guy, I'm going to American because he's got to stop at Virgin and all over the place. So he stops, he drops people off, he stops, he drops people off, he stops. And finally we get to American, and it's time for me. I get out, and this motherfucker doesn't even get out of the seat. So fuck him, he's not getting $3. I grab my suitcase, I walk off. Now, I should tell you this. Again, folks, I'm a gold level flyer. So this seems close. He's confidently striding into the crowd. Whoa! Terrible. Catch me. All right, so I show up, and again, a gold level flyer, so I don't have to go in with all the fucking riffraff. I can enter the same door they do, but I have to go all the way to the left where there's business class and a barge with 6 half-naked guys who are going to throw me on it and carry me while the Virgin feeds me grapes. Now, hot Virgin, by the way, which is really, who cares? Honestly, hot Virgin. One or the other's fine, right? I guess is that preferable? I don't know. No? I'm glad you have an opinion on hot virgin. That's awesome. Thank you. So you don't think hot virgin is preferable?
No, I like my virgin.
Oh, you're all for hot virgin. Oh, so they were smart. Do you work for American? All right. So it's settled. We like a hot virgin. So, which sounds like a hell of a sandwich, really, when you think about it. If I have a sub shop, first thing we open up is the hot virgin. And then with a side order of eating air pussy. Hot virgin discussion with the woman in the dark. Done. All right. So I go in and I walk past all the nonsense, and there's a woman there, the guardian of the business class, and she goes, "Sir, I have to stop you." And I said, "Hold on there, sister," and I've got my gold flyer card. She goes, "Fantastic. Do you have a boarding pass?" I said, "No." She goes, "Well, why don't you just come right in and use this empty kiosk that's lined with gold buttons?" I said, "Fantastic." So I walk over. And I punch some numbers in, and actually I use a thumbprint, and they do an eye scan, and then Tom Cruise falls from the ceiling and lets me in. We get the knock list, and we get on the plane. God damn it. All right, so... Fuck. I'm sorry. Sometimes I throw myself off, because that's great. All right, so I get there, and I do the thing, and I punch the buttons. And I check in, and it tells me I'm going to Austin. We're on time. Everything's on time. It says, "Welcome, Michael, gold access." And there's a little hole I can put my cock in if I want, but I don't have the time. I just got a 2-letter blowjob in the car from Mr. Maxwell. So I check in, and that's fine. And it says you can get your boarding pass when you give your luggage, because I still, even though I'm not one of you people, I still have to give my luggage to you people. So I walk over, and there's Ann, who works for the airlines, and I mosey over because I'm going to Texas. And I bring over, I had to perfect it. That was an awful mosey, right? I knew right away it wasn't a mosey, and I gave up in the middle of it. In my head, I went, "That's not a mosey." So let's move on. Let's do another joke so nobody notices my bad moseying skills. I am so terrible at moseying, have been since school. However, if you want to Alaman left, I can do that perfectly. So I'm going to Alaman left with my left hand. All right. I could also roll a Rolo to my pal. All right, so, folks. It's chocolate-covered caramel. All right, so. The fucking bees, the bees. So, folks. I walk past, and there's Ann, and I give her they have to weigh my luggage, and it's filled with CDs for Jill. So I fucking put it on there, and she wraps a ribbon around it that says "Special Gold Flyer," and then again, more virgins come, and they hustle it off. And she rolls it over to give to the TSA guy to put into the luggage cave. So it goes on the thing underneath. And she goes, well, Mr. Schmidt, enjoy your flight. She hands me my boarding pass, and I take my boarding pass. I have a ritual. I take my boarding pass, and I put it right in my laptop bag between my notebooks so I know it doesn't get bent because I like to save them. It's weird. So I reach to put it in my laptop bag, which I don't have. And when you make a huge mistake, you know it immediately. So I took the boarding pass, and I even made the motion where I went like this, and I went, no! Oh, no, 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 no! And again, I'm a gold flyer, so a battalion of teammates come out there. You're like, what's up? Can I help you, Mr. Schmidt? It's a SWAT team of help. And I go, no, oh, fuck. And Ann is like, what can we help you? What's going on? And I go, all right, no, fuck. My laptop, it's in my car. It's in my fucking car. I can't believe because I was doing the fucking luggage, baby. I fucking forgot all about the baby on the bottom floor. He had a pal. I birthed the baby. He had a pal. He had a twin. So and the thing is, in my head, you start to do the damage control right away. Because I'm like, all right, that's got my laptop, which I don't really need. It's got my notes for the fucking show, or even notebooks. Holy fuck, I can't do this. I can't, no, I gotta get it. So I said to her, I go, it's 11:55. Plane leaves at 12:55. I said, and she's got my bag, and she goes, well, what is going on? And I go, no, I can make the plane. I need to get a cab to go back to my parking garage, and I can be back, right? What time's the plane board? She goes, 12:35. I said, what's the latest I can get here? She said, 12:50. I said, I'm in. I can do this. She goes, well, security and everything? Probably more like 12:40. I said, okay, I can do that. Fine. And I go ahead and check my bag. I'll be back. So she throws it in. I go, I need a cab, like right away. She goes, all right, go out and go down the escalator, and there's the cabs. So I fucking turn around and I run. Now, again, 3 months ago, I couldn't run. We would have just fucking gave up. But I go and I run out and I run down the escalator. And by the way, my cargo shorts, again, fabulous. They're falling off my ass. So I'm running and I'm holding my shorts up as I run. Because I was going to wear a belt with them, but then I remembered I'm not 85 fucking years old. Shorts with a belt? Why don't I just go play golf and talk about my stocks? Fuck off, die. Just to have a fucking bowl of mayonnaise. So I'm running, and I run down the fucking thing, and there's all these cabs, okay? And you get there, there's a cab station, and there's like 12 cabs. So I go to the closest one, and I go in. He goes, no, front. I go, okay. And I go to open the front door, and he goes, no! Front of line. I go, what do you mean? You said the front. And he goes, no, front of line. You can't take the back cab. You got to go all the way to the front because there's a fucking cabbie code Q bullshit where I got to fucking take the front cab. So I got to grab my shorts and fucking run. So I run 12 cab lengths up and I get to the front and this dude, I go, dude, I need a cab right now to a fucking parking garage anywhere. It's really close to the Crown Plaza. It's right around the fucking corner. He goes, okay, well, go ahead and get in. So I get in this cab and there's a dude in the front. And he goes, okay, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the Crown Plaza. You can't miss it. It's right outside the airport. He goes, well, what is the address? I go, I don't fucking know the address. It's the Crown Plaza. It's right outside. I said, dude, listen, I'm not going to get mad at you. And meanwhile, the guy outside hands me a slip of paper. I don't even read it. So I said, look, I'm not mad. I'm just mad at me, but we got to go because I have to be back here in like 20 minutes. So we got to go. Okay, well, what's the address? And I go, it's right outside the airport. Just drive. Just exit the airport. He goes, on Sepulveda or Century? I go, oh my fucking God, Century. Sepulveda goes the other way. I'm telling you, just go. Just drive. So he drives, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm freaking out. And he starts to drive, and he's driving like, look, I've been in a lot of cabs. They drive like psychopaths. They're all trying to make the Kessel run in 9 parsecs or whatever the fuck. I mean, like, but this guy is driving like he's got to use turn signals. Why are you using turn signals? What the fuck? And he's in a Prius and it's quiet and stealth. I'm like, dude, just fucking sneak up on everybody and shark these motherfuckers. So he's driving, and I'm quiet. I'm not saying anything. And he's driving and he just goes, I really need the address. And I go, is it your first day? And he goes, yes. Why the fuck are you at the airport on your first day of work? Start slow. Take somebody around the fucking block. It should be like teaching your kid to drive, you know? He should be driving a cab in an empty parking lot somewhere and just doing donuts. Do that. So it's his first day. He grabs his iPhone and starts trying to put in Crown Plaza. I'm like, dude, listen to me. Exit out Century. It's the first hotel on the left. You'll just take a left-hand turn. You'll make a U-turn. It's fine. Just go. So he's driving. He's looking at his phone. And then he hands it to me. He goes, put in the address. Oh, fucking die. So I grab the phone and I go, okay. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just like, yes. It says it's the first hotel outside of fucking Century Boulevard. Go. I hand it back to him. So he's driving, and he's doing that weird thing where he accelerates some and then stops and accelerates. It's like he doesn't know what he's fucking doing. So finally, he gets outside of the airport. He goes to go on Sepulveda. I go, no, left! So he goes on Century and he wedges off. So he goes out and he starts to go to turn. And I go, not this left. The next left, it's a U-turn, come back. He finally goes up and I go, what is your name? He goes, Amir. I go, Amir, work with me. I'm fucking dying. Help me. So he comes in a thing and he turns around. And he does the U-turn and he gets in and he goes, where is it? I go, it's the last exit before the airport. And he pulls up and he goes, what? I go, it's the last driveway before the airport with the sign that says Crown Plaza, airport parking. Turn in there. So he turns in and he stops the car. I go, what are you doing? He goes, we're here. We're not here. Pull up to the fucking parking garage. I got to get out and go upstairs. Okay, well, where is it? It's there! Parking garage, 12 fucking floors! He fucking pulls up like slow. God damn it, dog! So he fucking gets to the front, and I'm losing my mind. And then he gets there, and I go, you don't have to go in. Just park down here. I'll run up. I'll be right back down. So he pulls in, and he goes, and he turns into the parking garage! Stop! And he stops. He hits the brakes. I go, you'll have to get a ticket and pay. Fucking stay down here. I'll be right back. And as I'm yelling at him, Mr. Maxwell comes over.
Oh,
Is there a problem here, boss? And I go, Mr. Maxwell, thank God. He goes, I thought you weren't back till Sunday. I said, you know more about me than you care to. More about me than you should. I said, no, man, I forgot something in my car. He goes, oh, did the flight leave? And I go, no. And he goes, well, let's go, son. And he opens the fucking door. And literally, he's kind of like, whoa, no, let's go. And I'm like, let's do it. Mr. Maxwell and I are doing the fucking Music Man up to the fucking car. Because we got trouble right there in Culver City. So I fucking get out. And I go like, stay here. Like the guy's like a dog driving the car. So I go, Mr. Maxwell, make sure he doesn't fucking go anywhere. And he goes, I got it, boss. I go over, I get in the elevator. The fucking elevator opens and I get in. I'm just like, oh, fuck. Push the button. 2, 3, 4. I get out at 4. Like fucking, and I look at my watch. It's only like 12:10, 12:15. I'm golden. I walk. I take fucking 20. I see my car and I walk up to it. And the Mini Cooper's still there. The Mercedes still there. And I get to my car and I stop. And I remember that I put my car keys in my suitcase. And I stop. No! Fuck! I yell fuck so loudly. Like if John Landis was directing my life, it would have pulled back to like animals flying out of the brush in Africa. The most desperate cry I've ever made in my life. Just this scream of fuck. And I'm standing there just staring at the car. Because what do you do? What the fuck do you do? I gotta break a window? Or there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. You're powerless. And it's your own fucking fault. I just turn around and I walk back and I'm like, dude, you're flying without it. And I was going to call Jen and tell her, look, you're picking me up and that's great. We got to stop and get a notebook and pens. And I got my phone for the internet, so that's fine. We just got to stop and get a charger from the Apple store. If we could do that, that'd be great. And in my head, I also went, all right, so that's your laptop, your notes, your iPods, and your earbuds. I'm not flying without fucking earbuds. No. I can live without notes for this show. I can live without laptop, fucking no earbuds on a plane. I've said it before. No earbuds on a plane is like going to an ass fucking party without lube. I'm sorry. Oh, you can still participate, but everyone is going to be miserable. So I said, fuck that. So I go downstairs, and Mr. Maxwell's there. Get it, boss. Take care of it. And by the way, he's not a crow from a Disney film. I mean, he's just like, he's a nice man. All right. He didn't have a big fucking, he's not Uncle Remus. All right. So anyway, so I said to him, oh man, I left it. I left my car keys. I checked them because I don't like them in my pocket when I fly because they jam me, whatever the fuck. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, it's such a drag. I'm so sorry. And I go to get in the cab, and Amir's like, did you find it? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I left my car keys in my bag, and I'm fucked. And he goes, what? I go, I left my car keys in my other bag. I'm fucked. Let's just go. So I get in the car, and I go, my flight leaves in like a half hour. We got to go. So he pulls out, and he goes, where are you going? I said, American. He goes, all right. So he drives. And it's tougher to get into the airport than it is to get out. It's more backed up. So I'm just in the back seat of the car. And I actually Twittered, or not on Facebook, I wrote, I am the dumbest fucking person on the planet. I think I know what I'm going to talk about when I'm in Austin. And as I'm typing that, he turns around and looks back at me and he goes, where is American? I said, pardon me? He goes, where is America? I said, American Airlines. I don't know. There's fucking signs. Read them. He goes, oh, is it 6 or 7 terminal? I go, I don't know. There's signs. Look at it. And I'm fucking Facebooking. And I almost amended it to, I am the second dumbest fucking person in the world. Behind Amir, the new cab driver. So I'm looking at Facebook, and I put that in, and of course I wait to get liked because I have ego, and I'm looking. And then he pulls up, and so I figure we're there, and I go to get out, and he rolls the window down, and there's security guards. He goes, where is America? And they look at him, and they go, well, it's Terminal 4. And I look, we're at 6. He drove past it with the signs. And he's like, oh, thank you. And I go, you can cut across. Just go right across. So he cuts across, and again, I'm looking at my phone, and because I don't even want to talk to him because I'm going to lose my fucking mind. And he finally stops. He goes, here we are. And I look up. I'm not fucking joking. I look up. We're at U.S. Airways. I said, this is U.S. Airways. He goes, right, America. What? U.S., America. Say it's the same. What's that number? 3. What did the security guards tell you it was? 4. Then fucking drive. And he pulls up. He literally sees the first sign that says American Airlines, and he stops. Here. I go, we're not here. I'm priority class. I'm like 8 exits up. It's like fucking 8 gates. No, here is America. I go, it's not. It is, but it's not. Pull up and let me out where I say let me out. He goes, we are here. And he puts the car in park. And the fare was $15.75. So I'm on 40 for parking, and now I'm in $15.75 to him. And I pull out a 20, and I hand it to him, and then he ratchets the thing, and it goes to $19.75. And I get out of the car, and I slam the door, and I went, wait, did that say $19.75? I thought you said $15.75. He goes, charge. And he goes, they told you when you got in the cab. And I pulled that piece of paper out of my pocket. There's a $4 charge just to sit in a cab at LAX from the jump, like it's $4. So I go, well, fuck, that's $19.75. I give him a 20. I tip him a quarter. I can't tip the guy just a fucking quarter. That seems ridiculous. So I go, wait. I go, I need a receipt. So he tears it off and he hands it to me. I take the receipt and I pull my wallet out and I go to put up my receipt, and wind blows it out of my hand and the receipt goes blowing down the street. So I go like this and I'm chasing it and it won't stop. It's blowing and there's a cat and I fucking stomp on it. And he fucking honks at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back, dick. And I lean over, I limbo over, and I grab the receipt, I jam it on my fucking wallet, and I pull out $2. Because again, you know what? You're probably thinking he did shitty work, and that's fine, and he didn't deserve a tip. But I'm a man. Men tip. Mm-hmm. So I go to the car and I just lean, especially now that I fucking live on tips. I know what it's like. So I lean in the car and he looks at me and I hand him $2 and I go, here, buy a map. Because apparently I'm Humphrey Bogart now at the end of it, like, yeah, see, don't take any wooden nickels, see? Fucking Edward G. Robinson. I'm like, oh, dude. So I hand him the fucking $2. I get in the fucking terminal and I run. I sprint. Holding my shorts like a fucking idiot. I might as well have been with the fucking riffraff. They're all laughing, jerks. I'm a gold flyer, goddammit! I make it a priority access. The woman sees me and she's, there, of course, I shouldn't be sweating. I'm a gold flyer. She's like, go right ahead, sir. I go in and Ann sees me. She goes, any luck? I said, no. I said, and she goes, well, go to the check-in. I go to the window and there's a woman there. And I said, I'm having a day, Debbie. And she goes, what's up? I said, well, you need my card? And she goes, well, no, I know you're a priority flyer if you're in this section. Awesome. So I said, well, here. I gave her my gold card just to make sure. And I said, I have a flight at 12:55. My bag has already been checked, but unfortunately I have another bag that's in my car, and I don't know what to do here. The flight leaves in, 25 minutes? And she goes, yeah. I go, was there another flight later? She goes, there's a flight at 5:10. She goes, or you could go in through Dallas, but that gets you to Austin at 9:10, whereas the other one's a nonstop, and it just gets you there at 10 o'clock. So either way, I can book you a seat for $75, or we can just put you on standby, and then you can hope you get on the plane. I said, what are my odds of getting on the plane by standby? I've never flown like that because I'm not a hobo. And she says, well, they're probably pretty good because there's 6 seats on the 5:10 flight that haven't even been sold yet. So you'll probably get one of those. And then there's always no-shows because sometimes people have a mix-up at the airport and they can't make their flight. Subtle, Debbie. I like that. So I said, all right, well, I need to possibly take the 5:10, but here's the problem. I need my bag because my bag has my car keys in it. And if I'm staying here until 5, I'm getting my other bag. And if that bag gets on the plane to fucking Austin, I might as well just get on the plane to Austin and just say, fuck it. And she's alarmed at the amount of fucks in that sentence because all of a sudden I'm eating McClurg, but on the other side of the counter. So she goes, all right, well, she goes, what kind of bag was it? I said, it's a black suitcase with silver trim. It's a Samsonite, and it has a pink circle hanging off of it with my name in it, and it says Love Karen on it. And she's like, okay. She goes, well, she starts writing it all down. She goes, all I can do is go to the bag room and see if it's there, but I'm telling you it's probably on the plane. I said, well, if it's on the plane, then I'll be on the plane. She goes, well, unless you go through security right now, you're probably not going to get on the plane. I said, well, the bag will be waiting there for me when I get there. And she goes, yes. I go, I don't care at this point. It's been that day. I'll go. I'm fine. She goes, all right, I'll be right back. And she's like 55, but she just like fucking shuffles off in her little fucking pencil skirt and her crazy American Airlines outfit. And I would have sent one of the virgins myself, but good for her. So she books and I'm at the counter and I thought to call Jen and I texted her and I'm like, look, things are happening because it's me and I'm probably going to be late. I go, it's no big deal, but I'm probably going to get there a few hours late. And she was super cool. She's like, yeah, no problem. Because, I mean, it's fucking weird. You guys are picking me up and driving me places, and I appreciate it very much. But then, my weirdness comes into play, and I'm quiet in the car, or I do something stupid, and everybody's like, why did we choose to fucking do this? So I'm glad people understood. So she was very nice. And so I'm looking at my phone. I'm checking Facebook to see if I was liked on my comment because it was a very important comment. I'm looking at Twitter, and I finally... I put my head down on the fucking counter. I just like, God damn it. And I'm like, why did my butler quit? This is because my butler quit. This is your fault. You made her quit. And I have my head down. And I hear like rumbling and just tap on my shoulder. And I look up and it's little Debbie Martin, 5'1" of her, with 3 feet of Samsonite black suitcase. And she looks at me and she goes, I was so lucky. They were about to take them all. And I just hugged her. I literally looked at her and just went, and I picked her up and I'm holding her and she's just like, and when I went to pick her up, she instinctively threw her arms around my neck. She knew it was coming. So I lifted her up and I'm fucking holding her and I'm like, thank you. You are the first good thing that happened today. And literally, she's laughing like a cartoon hippo. She's laughing. Oh, Mr. Schmidt. I put her down and I'm just like, you just saved me. You saved me. I go, all right, Debbie Martin, you're my Sherpa. I'm believing you no matter what. Do you think I'll get on that plane standby? She goes, I think you will. I said, then let's do standby and save me the $75. I get my car keys. I throw them in my pocket. And she goes, you want to check your bag now? Yes, of course I do. I don't want to take everything out of my hands, please. I want nothing to do with anything. So I check it. She runs it through. She goes, all right, your flight's at 5:10. And now it's like 1. My flight left 5 minutes before. And so I told Jen I was definitely coming in late. And so I turned around and I walked out and I waited for my shuttle to take me back to the Crown Plaza because I don't need to take a cab. Now, again, time is not of the essence. So the shuttle comes for the Crown Plaza. I hop on it and it takes me back to the parking garage and I park and I get off and Mr. Maxwell is sitting there on a bench. What are you doing back here, son? I missed my flight. Because of all this nonsense. But I got my keys so I can get my stuff. He goes, oh, I'm sorry to hear it. You still scheduled to come back Sunday? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I'll be here Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. Wait, are you leaving now? I said, I was thinking about it. I don't want to kill 4 hours at the airport. He goes, oh, what time did you get here? I said, about 11. He goes, Tell you what, if you missed a flight, you don't have to pay. I said, what? He goes, you don't have to pay. He goes, you tell Miss Francis that Mr. Maxwell said you don't have to pay. And you go ahead and just leave and come back when you got to come back. And I went, are you serious? He goes, yeah, no problem. He goes, you missed a flight. Everybody happens to everybody. And I said, okay. And I pulled out my wallet and I gave him $5 more. The money that Amir should have earned, that cock. And Mr. Maxwell refused the $5. He goes, no, son, you already took care of me once today. I go, no, I took care of you because you took care of me earlier. You've taken care of me twice since. I want to take care of you again. He's like, well, I'm not going to argue with $5. And then he jumped in the air and clicked his heels and walked away. Oh, awful. He made me a batch of spoon bread and we went to my car together. So I left the premises, and wow, this is all right. I had a whole story to tell you guys. That's weird. Like I literally went. What did I say, Jen? I don't know if I'm going to get through an hour. Didn't I say that? Yeah. Yeah. Because I didn't get to Austin yet. All right, I got time to get to Austin. Should I get to Austin, Jen? You think it's worth it? Yeah, I think it is too. So I leave and I go have some short rib tacos, and by some I mean I ordered them and I ate one, and then I had they had a fucking, you know what Kahlua pig is? Yeah, they had a Kahlua pig Monte Cristo egg roll. Yeah, because I don't fuck around. I'm not going to Jack in the Box. I'm like, well, if I'm stranded, I'm going to get something fucking stupid to eat. So, and I found it, and it was like close. It was in Manhattan Beach. So you know, there's worse fates than eating fucking pork egg rolls and short rib tacos looking at the fucking beach. I'll tell you that. So I killed time there, went back to the airport, got on the plane. I was standby, but I was the first standby guy. And then I went to this guy, David, at the counter. And I said, hey, David, I have a problem. I should tell you this. I told Debbie Martin this too, and this is another reason why I hugged her afterwards. I told her, she said I was flying standby, and I said, here's the dumb thing. Can I get a window seat on the right-hand side of the plane? I said, I recognize the absurdity of making any requests when I've missed a flight, but if there's any way you guys could do that for me, it would be the best. And she's like, well, hold on, Mr. Schmidt. And she put it down there, right side of the plane, whatever. And I was like, thank you. So I went to check with David. I go, David, I'm the first name there on the standby list. I want to see if I'm getting on the plane. He goes, I'm pretty sure you will. I said, okay, I requested a window seat on the right-hand side. I don't know if that's a possibility. He goes, right now I have nothing on the right-hand side, but I have windows on the left-hand side, but I can't give them to you. People may check into those. I said, that's fine. I just want it noted. And he goes, all right. And he goes, well, it says right here, Debbie Martin said that you wanted a right-hand side plane window. I said, yes, good. All right, as long as you know. So I go sit down, and I stare, and then they start calling people, and then they call standby. and they didn't call my name, and I went to this woman at the counter because David was checking people in with the laser, and I said, it's not a laser. What the fuck is it? That's stupid. The beep beep thing. I hope that's not a laser. That's the most boring fucking episode of Star Wars I've ever seen in my life. Beep. All right, so they scan everybody, and I go to the woman at the counter, and I go, hey, I was standby. I was the first name. She goes, well, we'll call them in a minute. And I said, okay. And she goes, all right, standby passengers. And I go, well, no, that's fine. But I'm not, do we just fucking storm the plane like a Who concert? What the fuck are we doing? And she goes, no, what's your name? And I said, Mike Schmidt. She goes, oh, no, you have a seat. She goes, it says right here you have a seat. And she hands it to me. She goes, it's an aisle seat. And I went, there's no windows? She goes, no windows left. But it's 20C, and 20 is an important number to me, and I'll explain to you why. No, I won't. No one cares about numerology. So, but I don't give a fuck. I'm on the plane. That's all I care about. And it's not a middle seat. Perfect. So I get in, and then they say priority access. So that's me. I'm still fucking priority access, even as a standby. So fuck you. So that's right. I just fucking high step down the fucking lane. It's a lane. It's not a gallery. But so I get on the plane, and I'm sitting in 20C, which is an aisle seat. And then, of course, the great unwashed all get on the plane because it's their turn. So people come walking down, and I'm sitting there. I've got my hoodie on, and I've got all my supplies in there, waiting with the fucking earbuds and iPod and phone. And a little guy comes down and he stops, and he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, sir, I'm inside there." He's a little Asian guy, and I said, "Where here?" And he goes, "Yes, I'm in there." And I go, "Are you the middle seat or the window seat?" And he goes, "I'm the window." And I stand up to let him in, and he's this big, and I stand up and I go, "Listen to me. I will give you $20 to switch seats with me." And he's like, "What?" I said, "I will give you $20 if you let me sit at the window and you take the aisle." He goes, $20? I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You want the window?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Take it." What? Because I was going to go as high as 40. And he goes, "I don't mind." He goes, "Take it if you want it." And I felt like Willy Wonka when Charlie Bucket gave the Gobstopper back. I just got my "so shines a good deed in a silver tube." And I hugged him. I just reached out and I hugged him too. I didn't lift him up. You lift up ladies. But I engulfed this short man in my arms, and people are waiting to get past it. I'm like, I know, fuck it, I gotta hug it out with this guy. And he's like Ed Norton in Fight Club between my bitch tits, just fucking getting squeezed out. Yeah. Robert Paulson got the fucking window seat. Yeah. And he's just mashed into my chest. And so I let him go, and I shimmied in quickly before he changed his mind after I hugged him in a fucking plane. And I sat there quietly. And he sat down in the aisle, and there was nobody in the middle seat. And I'm like, that would be a miracle if nobody sat in the middle seat. But then a woman came down the aisle, a little Chinese lady. And she walked down, and she's like, "Oh, I'm in there." So he lets her through, and she sits down. And I should tell you, when I sit down, I immediately put the armrest up because I'm fat. And I hope the other person doesn't notice. Because even if they put it down, they're not going to touch the armrest anyway because it's getting engulfed in my blob-like form. Well, she sits down and she puts the armrest down by him. And then she goes to put it down by me. Now, I should tell you this. Again, since I've lost a ton of weight, it just goes down. Like, it doesn't even touch me. It's great. So she would have got at least half, maybe 3/4 of the armrest. But she puts it down and she sees that it's even constricting me a little bit. And she goes, "Oh, sorry." And she puts it back up. I go, no. I go, "It's okay. If you want to put it down, that's fine." She goes, no, it's okay. It's fine for you. Is it okay? You're uncomfortable? And I go, "No, I'm good. Are you comfortable?" She goes, "I'm fine." So she puts it up, and I'm like, great. So I fucking surreptitiously put my earbuds in. I put the hood up. I fucking run it through, and I put on my costume, and I go fucking to sleep. And I sleep through the fucking drink service. I don't care. I'm just bushed. I had a fucking terrible day. So I'm just sleeping to wait to get to fucking Austin. And periodically I'll wake up, and she's awake. The other guy's sleeping next to her. And she's kind of fidgety, I can see, but she's really tiny, so it's not like she's squished or anything. But every time I wake up, I look at her and I go, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, yes, I'm fine." I go, "You're not squished? I'm trying to squish over." She's like, "No, you're fine, thank you." So she stands up to go and use the restroom, and she goes to go past the guy who's sleeping, but he won't wake up. So she kind of taps him and he doesn't wake up. Or he's up and he's a dick. But she tries to squeeze past him and he won't let her. So she kind of Tetrises her way like over his body. And she's tiny, but she's still slinky and she's bending and she's doing this number like fucking Salome. And she finally gets out into the aisle and she's like, oh. And I just see the weariness on her face of having to deal with that. It's a stranger and all sorts of bullshit. So she splits. So I lie there and I'm waiting. And she comes back and she again touches his shoulder. And he won't move. And I see the saddest. Oh my God. I thought I was sad earlier. She just like, and she's smaller than him too. She's really tiny. So she's kind of like, she tries to lean. And I look at her and I put my hand out. And I was going to stand up and just pick her up and lift him over her. I thought that might be a bit much. So I stood up and I reached my hand out. And she looked at me with this just like couldn't believe it. So surprised, again, like Mr. Maxwell face. And she reaches out and takes my hand. And I hold her and she steps over him. And then she leans on my forearm and I help her the rest of the way. She's not perched on my forearm like a goddamn parrot. I mean, she sat on it the rest of the flight. No, she leans and I help her over and she leans hard on my arm and she gets over him, doesn't have to touch him. And she sits down and she's like, she looks at me with this, like no one had ever been nice to her before in her life. And she just looks and she's like, thank you. I said, oh, no problem. I said, are you okay? You comfortable? She goes, I'm very comfortable. Are you comfortable? I said, yeah. She goes, okay. I said, all right. I go back to sleep. So I wake up later, and she's sleeping, and her leg is on my leg. Like not thrown over, but like the calf is wrapped over my calf. And she's sleeping with her head back. And I'm just leaning there, and I'm like, and I've got shorts on, so that's even weirder. But I mean, I don't give a fuck, because as far as I'm concerned, we're all on the plane. We're all in this fucking together. We might as well be naked. Seriously, blame the fucking airlines. We're all that close to one another. We are all inhaling each other's sweat. And like, right now we are one entity. Let's get together. We should all be on each other's shoulders like the fucking Master Blaster. It's a fucking plane. Let's do this. So she's got her leg like vined around my leg. And I'm like, well, that's all right. So I just go back to sleep. And time goes by. I don't even know. It's like 4 songs go by. And I open my eyes and I wake up, and she's on my shoulder. She's like burrowed into me like this with her arm like under my arm, and she's leaning on my shoulder sleeping. And I look at her, and when I look, she's that close to my face. Like I could have kissed her on the nose. Like, oh, weird. Because again, your first instinct, kiss a stranger on the nose, right? Of course. But she's close enough for me to do it, and I was like, don't do anything dumb, all right? So far, you've done nothing dumb. This is all her. So I just kind of go, and again, I don't give a fuck. We're all close to one another, and if she's fine with that, so am I. If I would have woke up leaning on her, I would have been fucking mortified and probably in handcuffs. But she's leaning on me, and I'm just like looking, and so I go, oh, okay. And I go back to sleep. And I wake up near the end of the flight, and she's awake. She's all chipper. And I look at her and I go, are you okay? She goes, yes, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. And she goes, she points at the armrest, and she goes, this is more comfortable this way. I said, you're goddamn right it is. She said, I like it like this. I go, yes, you do. You really like it. She's like, ha ha. And then, we got off the plane and everything was fine. And Jen was waiting for me and was worried she wouldn't recognize me. She's like, you thought you lost so much weight I wouldn't know who you were, but I'm still fat. She knew who I was. And you can hear the rest on Thursday. Thanks very much, folks.
Encore! You are fantastic. I have never seen a show of this magnitude. You're phenomenal. Please never leave Austin. Stay and entertain us always. Boo. Who's that guy? Who didn't like that show? Oh, hi. Oh, hey, hi. So that was just me on stage live in Austin. And I know it sounded like an abrupt ending there because it was, because I fucking hit the wall and I should have known that I was supposed to get off stage because, again, there was a big improv troupe coming in. But I was talking, and folks, when I get to talking, So, so we actually took a chunk out of there because, well, I'm going to tell you what happened the rest of the time here, but I actually kind of truncated it, and I did it on stage. I wasn't happy about it, but that's okay. People there were like, "Yeah, dude, I'm glad you told us that," because I will tell you this. Well, you'll hear it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So you heard there that I was with Jen at the airport. Um, I wasn't sure if she was going to pick me up outside or inside or how it was going to work, but she came and got me inside, and I grabbed my bag and we went outside. A lot of inside-outside talk right now. I don't know what's going on. Folks, I was inside. You know what? I'm Grover. That's what Grover would do. Near, far, near, far. Okay. I wish I could do Grover's voice without having my throat bleed. What's going on? So Jen picked me up, and I got my bag. We walked outside because she decided to come in and pick me. I was glad she picked me up, by the way. Oh, and also, I told her about the woman who was very huggy on me in the plane, and then that woman was standing by us. And so then I went over to her and I was like, "It was nice to fly with you." And she was like, "Oh yes, nice to fly with you too." She was very smiley. And Jen and I, we had shared a chuckle, and we went outside. And when I walked outside, I didn't realize that I was going to be walking into a giant vagina. I had no idea that Austin was going to be a giant vagina of humidity. It was hot, it was wet, it was humid and moist. And I literally, I was inside the airport in the air conditioning. I'm like, this is comfortable because I still had my hoodie on from my flying costume. And then I walked outside and I go, am I cutting weight for a UFC fight? What the fuck is happening out here? I felt awful. It was like I practically did the backstroke to the goddamn car. I felt like a fly in a soup, a fly in a bowl of soup. What's he doing there? All right, so god damn it, why did a borscht belt joke come to head when I said the backstroke? Shouldn't I think of Michael Phelps of the Olympics? No, I immediately think of that stupid joke. I blame you, Henny Youngman. Take that joke, please. All right, so. Is he alive? I don't think he's alive, right?
No.
He could be dead.
He's dead.
Is it? You're sure he's dead?
I'm positive.
That sounds like a wager.
I'm positive, Henny Youngman.
All right, then I refuse to wager. If you're positive, you could have taken me for some big time money right there. I was willing to go $1,000, but luckily you've talked me out of it. So, by the way, I just posted on Facebook that I was bothering Lily, and she's like, "Why do you do stuff like that?" I said, "Because it's true." She goes, "Yeah, but so what? So what?"
Say yeah? I said it's not true. Don't lie about me.
But it is true. Because I was bothering you today, and you know it. You actually, because she got all flustered and threw her hands in the air. That's what I know. Because she's just like, and she looks up from the laptop and she goes, "Why do you do that?" So please don't try to get out of the fact that I was annoying you today, because I have been annoying. I know that. I guarantee. See, thank you. Because a second ago you're like, "No, man, you're totally the coolest," and now you're like, "Yeah, you annoy me a little bit." If I had a golf club, I'd bury it in your head. Sure, I would.
Not at all.
But I've been a pill today, folks. Because well, I mean, you heard all that bullshit I talked about earlier about how Lily was mad at me and she didn't want me here and all. That's all in my brain. That's not true. Lily's here enjoying herself, helping me with the show, and then I craft this reason why she doesn't want me in her house. Because I come over here every Wednesday and I ruin her and Eddie's time together. See? But I don't really.
That's annoying. You're not annoying.
All right.
You're like, oh, I'm really sorry that I'm ruining your life. You're not ruining my life.
She'll say stuff. She'll be like, "All right, you're about 20 minutes in," and I go, "I'll be out of your house in soon, I promise." And she's like, "I'm giving you the time. I'm your producer, dumb fuck. That's what they do." God forbid I get a television show. The director's he's not gonna be able to fucking stand me. You know what? We should take two on that. "Oh, I'm really sorry. Fuck, I'm an idiot. God damn it. Why can't I get it in the first take? What is wrong with you?"
Pretty much.
What? I should fucking just walk. Shouldn't everything be perfect the first fucking time? So that's me, folks. You know that. That's my weirdness. But I've been bringing that weirdness to extra special weirdness to Lily today. And she's like, finally, like I said, threw her hands in the air. She's like, "You got to get out of your own head."
Yep.
Because I'm not bothered by any of this. You're fine. Everything's good. Wednesdays are for you. That's how I do it. Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day and Mike Schmidt Podcast Day. We all know that. I've said that previously. And then I said, "All right, sheepishly fine." And that was the weird things I actually said sheepishly. I should have just acted sheepishly, but instead I said, "All right, sheepishly fine." So there you go. So I posted on Facebook, and Lily's not happy at me. She's mad. But she's not really mad. That's the thing. Is all right, because I posted it thinking that she was mad, but you were annoyed earlier. You admitted it. All right, so what the fuck?
Seconds, I was like, calm down. I'm trying to hear this. And then
Oh, that was another thing, because I mentioned that earlier. I was trying to tell you. I was showing Lily vines with dogs in them. But she was doing code, like she was programming her computer or something, or she was fixing our show. She might have been doing that. She may have been editing the show.
I think that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I think so. She was doing some actual work. And I kept going, look at this dog who gets cookies dropped on him. And she's like, oh my God, shut up. Stop. Stop. Eddie does the same fucking thing. I said, oh, really? I said, I think Eddie would think this is funny. She goes, why don't you go show him? And I go, I will. She goes, shut up. Sit down. No. God damn it. But it's a dog and he's sitting up like a person. It's so awesome. I like dogs in clothes.
Sitting up like a person.
Yes, he is.
He's wedged into a beanbag chair.
He's-
He can't move.
look, he's
and then
watching
they throw
television.
shit on him. It's not funny.
Nobody
It's
throws
cruelty.
anything. They're playing. It's a
They
vine.
throw cookies at him.
They're not throwing
They don't
anything at him.
care. They're chucking cookies.
Nobody's
What
chucking.
happened on him?
He's all right. He's sitting down in a beanbag chair enjoying himself like dogs often
He's
do.
not He's wedged in and he can't move.
He's sitting there like a person, and he's like a fat hot dog. He's so cool looking, and he's sitting there, and they're playing for some reason. Well, of course, for this very reason, they're playing "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard. It's playing. It's the soundtrack, and the dog is just sitting on the beanbag chair, and you're like, oh, something funny's gonna happen with this dog. And then all of a sudden, they drop like 20 packages of cookies on him. Like Chips Ahoy and vanilla wafers and all, those little bags, not boxes. If it's boxes, I call the ASPCA. Absolutely. If you're dropping boxes of cookies on a dog, that's fine. But he's not even like a dog. He's people. He's kind of like people in there because he's sitting up like a people. So then all of a sudden it's like a plane comes by. You don't see the plane, but I imagine that a cookie plane came by and it opened up its Bombay doors and it dropped cookies all over the dog. And he makes this face like, again. Like, and that's my favorite part of it. He just keeps, he kind of flinches, but he's also like, I've been through this before with the cookies. And again, this is me getting this out of 6 seconds. I've created a backstory for this dog. He usually sits up in that beanbag chair and he enjoys it. And also, I'm sure he ate all those cookies afterwards. That's how happy he was. They opened them up, poured them in a bowl, and he ate them. Well, that's why he's so fat. He's a fat dog because he gets to eat all the cookies after they drop them on him. All right, so go find that vine. Google cookie dropping dog vine. And pray that it's not in a porno, because that could be in a porno at some point. Cookie dropping dog vine. That sounds like something you would say to conjure somebody from another dimension to come fight Superman. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. Cookie dropping dog vine. Poof, just a poof of smoke. There's a fucking demon in your fucking house. All right. So where were we before cookie dropping dog vine? Poof. Oh my God, the demon's back. I know where we were. We were telling you folks about Austin, Texas. Because I don't know if you just heard, I was on stage in Austin, Texas, not just this very weekend. And I did a show. I should let you hear it at some point. Good stuff. By the way, in the beginning, when the guy introduces me, we actually had to cut out part of his introduction because it was so fucking terrible. Like it was, and I mean, he was a nice guy, Nathan. He was a good guy. And you hear me reference Nathan during the show, and he was very nice and very helpful and very cool. But when he introduced me, he did this fucking ridiculous, like, carnival barker voice. He's like, ladies and gentlemen. Why did we cut it out if I just put it back in by myself?
No idea.
I should not have done that. Damn it. But he sounded just like that, although mine was much cooler. So there you go. So Jen and I walk out to the car, and she's like, what do you want to do? You want to go eat? You want to hang out? I have a party that we can go to. Now, I barely know Jen.
Wow.
And she's trying to suck me into going to a party right away. And I'm like, this is odd. I thought you had a husband. But in reality, of course she has a husband, and her husband's going to be at the party. That's the whole point. But she's like, yeah, it's a comedian party. It's in Austin, and Daniel Tosh is in town. Or not Daniel Tosh. Who's the other guy? Nick Thune. Nick Thune is in town. And he was over at Cap City, and then afterwards they all went to this comedian's house, and they're hanging out. And so they want me to come by and bring you. I'm like, nobody wants you to bring me. They want you to go, and you just happen to have fat idiot from California in your car. She's like, no, they keep saying, are you guys coming? Are you guys coming? I go, that's just the plural of guy. It's just because they don't want to say, Jen, are you coming? And what about that idiot? You know what I mean? It's just an easier thing to type. If you're texting, you want to have as few letters as possible. So you say, are you guys coming? Rather than, Jen, are you coming? And that idiot, parenthetically. So she was asking about the party. I was like, right now, I just want to get in my hotel. That's the most important thing, because as you heard, folks, I was supposed to be in town much earlier, like at 5:55. This is weird telling the story, having the I told the story in the past, and now I'm trying to match up with the story. I know you've heard it, but because I didn't tell it today, it feels like I'm leaving out facts, which I don't want to do that ever. I almost said I want to do that, which would mean that I do that all the time, that I leave out facts. But that's not necessary. I always bring you all the facts, folks. Just the facts, quite frankly. I'm the Joe Friday of podcasting. So, So, by the way, how fucking great was that fucking Jack in the Box thing? It made me laugh so much. Like in my head, I was like, I love that idea. Somebody incorporate it, but then credit me and give me all that half the money. I was gonna say all the money, but at least half. So Jen is like, what do you want to do? I said, let's just go to the hotel. All right, I got to check in. I had gotten the hotel on Priceline. I was staying at a Crown Plaza. As you know, folks, the one treat that I provide for myself when I go out of town, the one thing I make sure is that I stay in a nice hotel. Because I need a place to crash after being in a darkened glory hole fucking adult bookstore all evening long. So I got to come home, boil myself, and climb into a nice bed and cry. That's what I need to do, folks. As I've been all night long in gay Vietnam avoiding guys. So I make sure that I have a decent hotel. So this time around, like I said, I booked it on Priceline. And I go 3-star. That's the lowest I will go. I like to go 4-star, but I will go 3-star if I have to. If it's a 2-star town, I'm not coming. Take that. So I wound up booking this. I booked the Crown Plaza via Priceline, folks. And I got a decent price on it. So I said to Jen, I gave her the address. She's like, I know where that is. So we were going to go to the Crown Plaza and check in. So we pulled up, grabbed my stuff. I said, are you going to come up? She said, yes. We came inside. I checked in with Cynthia at the desk. Lovely woman. And I was very charming because, folks, if I'm anything, I'm charming. Also handsome and loved. And not necessarily in that order. You can swap those around, folks, as you know. Interchangeable, all of them. But I would say, first of all, I would be handsome above all, and then charming second, and then loved. And I have a slip of paper to prove it. So Cynthia got that right away. She knew that I was handsome. She could see that when I walked in. She knew I was charming the second I opened my mouth. Loved, she's probably not sure about that. But that's okay. I think I conveyed to her that I had some people somewhere who cared about me. And that's important when you're dealing with a desk clerk. Because if they think that you're unloved, you wind up staying in the room with the ice machine. Ugh, terrible. I don't know if that's true. I'm just a fucking dope. Literally, I'm just filling seconds. That's all I'm doing. I could fucking sign off now. You've got a show already, and yet here I am jerking off some more for you. Why? Why? God damn it, baloney and pants. All right, so Cynthia was nice. We got along very well. Jen was lurking. And, of course, I did the stupid thing that I do with everybody and that Jimmy Pardo does with me all the time. Whenever I go anywhere with Jimmy, we'll go eat, and he'll go, just a table for me and my nephew, sir. And so then Jimmy and I have to sit down, and I'll call him Uncle Jimmy every time the fucking waiter comes over, which really goes over very well. Sir, my younger brother's in town. You know, just anything stupid. So I did that with Jen, because Jen is the only person I have to do that with. If I did it with a stranger, not nearly as effective. So Cynthia goes, all right, she's checking me in. And she goes, all right, sir, you're in room 415. And I said, honey, do you want a key? And Jen looked at me and said, excuse me? I said, honey, do you want a key, or is the one going to be enough? And she goes, you know what, darling, you carry the key. I can't be trusted with it. Like, she totally surfed it. It was so great. And so she walked over, and they gave me the key, and Cynthia was nice, and I was nice to her, and we went upstairs. So Jen and I get in the elevator with some couple of people, this woman who had like a broken leg, who had like a leg brace on and crutches. And the hotel was full. There was a ton of people there. So we ride up with this young couple who has the fucking crazy leg brace, and I let them out. We go to my room. I was in room 415, as I've mentioned. It was room, you know what I call it? Room San Francisco. 415. So I use the key, and I hop in. And I had asked for a king bed, and they said the only thing they had available were 2 queens. Again, room San Francisco. So I just thought of that now. Wow, good stuff, folks. Really good stuff. Really good today. Sharp. That's not bad. Really? That was I like that. I enjoyed it. Good. It was in the moment. All right, so, folks. I'm mixing, I'm rapping. So we go into the room, and there's 2 queens, and I immediately put my luggage in the bathtub. As you know, that's what I do, because I am constantly on high alert for vermin. So we walk into the room, and it's nice. There's a nice TV, a couple of queen beds, and a big overstuffed chair, and then another chair. And Jen's like, where do you want to go? And I said, I'm not sure. Whatever's open would be cool, but I don't want to go to fucking Denny's or some shit like that. I go, if there's anything that's like nice, that's Austin, I would love to go there. So the only thing I know about Austin, because usually when especially now that eating is for the week, I didn't give a fuck about where I ate. I used to always have a fucking place circled, whatever town I was going to go to. The only thing I knew in Austin was they had a really great food truck culture, and not just food trucks, but they had food trailers with tables and chairs set up outside. So I was going to do that. Yeah, that's a fucking hipster town. That's their deal. Because when I was in Portland too, they have that. I guess downtown Portland is just tons of fucking food trucks. And same deal. It's like all like circle the wagon style. So it's they just came off the Donner Pass and then they're serving you fucking tater tots. They just came off the Oregon Trail. Oh my God, all of them had dysentery. Did you ever play Oregon Trail when you were a kid? You ever play that on your computer? It was like the first game ever. Dude, I used to play this fucking game on the first Macs ever. I played they had an NFL game. And it was so unexciting. It was just X's and O's. But I would watch it. We would play it all night long. It was me and this guy. When I lived in San Francisco, the guy wound up challenging to a fight. And then he wound up, I told him, who cares? By year, whatever. Was it 2? 1? Lily doesn't know. So, where was I before I went to play Mac? Oh, the greatest. I had the Bears and they were undefeated when we were playing because we were playing a whole season. And he was the Niners, I was the Bears. Well, one day he was the Cardinals and he's playing because it came up in the schedule. We were playing that year's schedule. And this is the 86 Bears. So it wasn't, they had an amazing defense, but their offense wasn't that great. I don't care. I'm fucking telling you. I don't fucking care. You don't like it, skip it. But he was finally going to beat me with the Cardinals, and he was because I was 9-0 as the Bears, and it was like he couldn't handle it because they were just a great team. So he was winning with like 30 seconds on the clock, and the X's would move when you would do stuff. You would put in a play, and then it would unfold in front of you, but it was literally X's and O's with just names and words. And fuck me, I hit Keith Ortego on a slant pattern, and he broke 2 tackles, and the X broke 2 tackles, not Keith Ortego, an X that was supposed to be Keith Ortego, Keith Ortegex. He fucking broke 2 tackles and sprinted, and I fucking jumped up, and I'm like, oh my God, and I went crazy, and guy was so furious. He was so furious because Ortego scored with no time on the clock. It was awesome victory. And then we were hating each other at that point anyway, but that just made it worse. We never got to finish that season. Probably because I challenged him to come into the front yard and I beat his ass. That put a damper on our fucking football all night. He chose to steal things from Radio Shack. All right, so he did. I found that out later. He broke out in like fucking stress hives. He was a weird looking dude after that. I'm sure he's fine now though. He had never mind. All right, so Jen's like, where do you want to go eat? I go, I don't know. Find something that's Austin appropriate. I go, but I have to warn you, you're going to be the witness to my bedbug nonsense that I do every time I go in a hotel room. She goes, well, I would have it no other way. I've listened to the show. I want to see it in action. I said, good. All right, so there's 2 beds. I went to the first bed, which is the bed I was going to sleep in. And what you do is it's a ritual, folks. You have to pull up the sheets. You pull up the covers as well, but you pull up the sheets. So you reveal the bare mattress and you look at the mattress pad underneath. You're looking for blood spots, anything like that. You're also trying to sense an odor. There's like an odor. I think it's strawberries or something. They have an odor that you can tell bed bugs give. It's fucking weird, but it's there. And you're looking for bed bugs themselves. So I start at the top right corner of the mattress, and what you do is you slide your fingers. There's a mattress, and then around the mattress there's that it's like a little thick cable that rings the whole mattress. Well, that's what you're looking for. You're trying to pull that apart and look into the actual seams of the mattress, and looking behind the headboard if you can pull it away from the wall, or looking under the headboard. It's a fucking process, folks. And if I could have a jeweler's loupe and a magnifying glass, I would. But I've become really good at it, and I should tell you this. I don't like when I drive, I don't like my vision. I wish it was sharper, but I have really sharp vision. Like, I know all of my friends are putting on glasses. I talked about that, Chip and Pat. I hand them my phone and they all pull their head way far back away from it. Well, I can read everything on the goddamn phone. I have no problem with any of that. But, however, on the other side of the coin, my friend Brian Noonan, Jesus Christ. That if Brian Noonan decided to quit radio and his other gig and said, I'm going to be a hitman sniper, you would be dead if you were on his list, because we would be driving, we'd be on the road. We were in where were we, Oklahoma? Tulsa. We were in Tulsa. And he wanted to go eat, and he said, well, we can go up there to that. I forget what it was, like some fucking Golden Corral or some shit. And I'm like, where? And he goes, right up there. I'm like, how the fuck can you see that, Martin Riggs. I mean, Jesus Christ, what kind of sniper are you? So I started to make jokes. I go, what is that, about 120 clicks away? Is that where that is, RoboCop? With the fucking crazy grid in your eye? I can't believe it. I have no idea how he sees that far away, but he does. But I have very good vision. I don't think I can see that far away. I know I can't, especially at night. Did I mention that I don't like driving at night? Forget it. I'm an idiot. I'm doing it on purpose. All right, so I pull the sheets up, and I start to run my fingers along the seam. And Jen is on her phone, and she's trying to find out what we're looking for. And as I'm sliding down the mattress on the left-hand side, what you do is you start at the upper left-hand corner, and you go down, you go all the way around the bottom of the mattress, all the way to the right, and then you do the top of the mattress, and you look underneath the headboard. Well, I'm sliding down the left-hand side, and I've got all the lights on, so I can see anything moving or anything like that. And then I slide my finger over, and I start to find bits in the bed. But that happens. I mean, beds get grit in them, as Vivian from The Young Ones will tell you. Isn't it amazing how you will go to bed free of grit and then wake up and your bed is full of bits? Well, I'm sliding my fingers across, and I'm finding they're like little brown round bits. Now, I should tell you, bed bugs, they leave their exoskeleton behind. When they die, their skeleton is there, or they shed it. I don't fucking know. I did a ton of research on it, but the bottom line is if you start finding exoskeletons, that's a bad sign. But I'm not sure if these are bed bug exoskeletons or if they're just fucking crumbs from some idiot who had brown sugar cinnamon streusel in the bed. Which I don't know how it would get under the sheets, quite frankly. That guy's having a huge streusel party. How crazy is that party? Look, you know what I like to do when I get in a hotel room, folks? I like to relax. I like to take my shoes off, and I pull off the sheets, and I eat a streusel right there on the bed. So I start finding the bits, and there's 3 of them or 4 of them, and I'm going, let's once there start to be multiple, you're kind of like, eh. So I go all the way around the bottom, and I did nothing suspicious there, and I'm coming around the left, and there's nothing in the bed. I pull up the sheets, and I pull up the mattress pad, and I look, there's no spots, there's no bits on the bed itself, other than the 3 or 4 that I stumbled across, which is fine. So Jen is still looking for a place to go. She wanted to bring me to a noodle house, and there was the giant overstuffed chair, so I took my hoodie off because it was fucking hot. I threw it on the chair behind her because she was on this, it was like a desk chair, and then I sat down in the big overstuffed chair, and it was crazy comfortable. I could, and I was beat too because you just heard I went through that fucking crazy day. I could have slept right there in that fucking chair, but I wanted to go out and decompress a little bit and hang out with Jen. So I said, where are you looking at? She looked at a place. She said, there's diners, there's other, food joints. And I said, well, look, I'm in. I go, wherever you want to go is fine. She goes, plus they're texting me about that party. And I'm like, well, yeah, they want you to go. Nobody gives a shit if I show up or not. I go, do you want to just go to the party? You can leave me here. And she's like, no, I'm going to hang out with you. That's why I'm here. I said, all right, good. She goes, you going to check the other bed? I said, I'll check it before we leave. Where are we going? So she starts looking for a place, and we're trying to decide. And there's a diner. I guess there's a couple of diners that are up late, and they're Austin specific. And I said, that's cool. I said, all right, well, let's get out of here. Because, if I sit in this chair any fucking longer, I'm going to pass out. So I stand up, and I go to check the other bed. And again, like I said, it's a queen bed. Now, this is the one I would not. Normally, when I would stay in a room with 2 beds, I would sleep in one, and the other one would be my a big table where I would put all my luggage and all that. And that's what I did in Toronto. That was the last time I did it, because in fucking Toronto, you know what happened. So now everything goes right in the bathtub. So I go over to this bed, and it's close to the wall, so I have to kind of shimmy down the lane. And I pull up the left corner of the sheet, and I don't see anything. And then I start to slide my fingers down the mattress, and I slide the fingers about, I would say, a third of the way down the left-hand side. And 3 bed bugs walk out of the mattress. I'm going to let that sink in. Who are you talking to here? I can't explain the feeling of revulsion and horror that went through me. I slid my fingers down, and all of a sudden I popped it, and they came walking right, 3 of them. And I literally jumped back, and I went, no! And Jen is like, what? And I said, fucking bed bugs. They have bed bugs. And she comes walking over. She goes, what? She goes, you found more of the bodies? I go, no, they're alive. They're walking. They're in there. They're walking, and they're alive. Look, you can see them. And she comes over, and she leans, and she kind of freezes and goes, they're walking. I said, yes, they're walking because they're fucking bed bugs and they're alive. We are getting the fuck out of here right now. Right now. I'm not crazy, right? You see them. She goes, no, you're not crazy. I see them. They're right there. And I go, good. I'm glad you were here to witness this because everybody thinks I'm fucking nuts and I'm hyper fucking sensitive, but you see them. 3 bed bugs right there. She goes, I can see they're walking. And at that point, there could have been more that came out. All I saw were 3 and that was it. I just jumped up. They came walking right out. Fucking bed bugs. Are you kidding me? Really? So I fucking lose my mind. And now I sat in that fucking chair and I put my hoodie on another chair and now I'm itchy. Now I'm fucking itchy. And Jen starts scratching her arm like she's itchy. So I go, we're getting the fuck out of here. We're leaving right now, right now. And she goes, yes, let's go. So I grab my hoodie, and I go into the bathroom and I get my fucking luggage and I avoid that. And I didn't turn the lights out. I didn't touch a fucking thing. And we walk out and we get in the hallway. And we start walking down toward the elevators, and she's kind of got a little zip in her step because she's trying to get away from the bug cave, and I am too. I'm freaked out, and I've got my hoodie, and then I start going, oh my God, I put my hoodie on the chair. Why the fuck did I put my hoodie on the chair, and why did I sit down? She goes, I was sitting on the chair too, and I go, you got to just, and so we stopped, and I like patted my fucking shirt down, like I shook it. It was terrible. It was like we were doing the hokey pokey in the goddamn hallway. I'm putting my left arm in, I'm taking my left arm out. The only thing I want to leave in there is bugs, and shake them all about. So we get to the elevator and we hit the button. And I should tell you this. There are people in the hallway going to their rooms. And I want to tell all of them, there are bugs in my room. Check your room for bugs. Like I want to be this fucking air raid siren of warning everybody about bugs. But at the same time, I just want to get the fuck out of there. So we get in the elevator. I don't even touch the walls. Jen hit the button because I'm fucking scared. And we get down to the lobby. And, once you check in and then you immediately come back down to the lobby like 7 minutes later with all of your luggage and stuff, they know something's up. So I walk to the desk. She goes, I'm going to get the car. Like, I don't, unless you want me to be. And I go, no, I'm good. Whatever. Stay here. Do whatever you got to do. I'm getting the fuck out of here. So I go to the front desk. And Cynthia, the girl who was helping me, she's all smiley and cheerful. She sees me walking up. She goes, hey, sir, how are you? I said, Cynthia, I have a problem. She said, oh, okay. And I said, Cynthia, is there a manager on duty that I can speak to? And she points over to this guy who's on her immediate left. And I go, hey, you the manager? And he goes, yeah. And I look at Cynthia and I go, you have bed bugs. And Cynthia, who was all cheerful and smiling and happy to talk to me, immediately her face goes poker straight. And she dips her head and just starts typing. Like ignores me completely. To the point where it looked like a reaction of somebody who's heard that before. And I go, you have bed bugs. And it's like she removes herself from the conversation. And the manager goes, excuse me? I said, I'm in room 415. Here are the keys. I'm leaving right now. I said, I just went on the mattress. There's at least 3 bed bugs that came out. I found bed bug bodies in one bed. I found 3 live bed bugs in the other at least. The second I saw them, I got the fuck out of there. So I need a refund. I need you to just fucking change this out. And he goes, are you sure? What the are you sure? Are you fucking kidding me? Am I sure? There are bugs in the bed. How sure do I have to be? And he goes, no, sir. And he immediately, he goes, I didn't mean it like that. He goes, I'm just saying, are you sure of what you saw? And I don't mind taking care of you. He was hyper friendly. He wasn't questioning me. He wasn't being mean. I think it was just his immediate reaction to, are you sure? Like that just doesn't sound like our hotel. But he said it, and I immediately, of course, I went, no, there are bugs. You want to come with me? I'll show you. It's in 415. Go up there right now. Fucking cordon it off, put fucking police tape. I don't care. Just fucking take care of it. And he's like, okay. I go, here's the thing. I paid through Priceline. Can you give me a refund? He goes, only Priceline can give you a refund. He goes, I can cancel your reservation right now, and they'll see that, and that means you shouldn't have any problem at all. But if you have a problem, please have them call the hotel. And his name was Mark, and he was the manager. And I said, okay, I will do that. But I got to get the fuck out of here right now. And he goes, all right, it's cool. I'm really sorry. And he pushes the buttons, and Cynthia doesn't even look at me. And I look at her and I go, Cynthia, you bailed on me pretty quick there. And she goes, I'm fine, sir. And I go, is this something you've heard before? She goes, no, sir, absolutely not. And just keeps typing, won't even look at me. And then Jen comes back in and waves at me, they give me I give them the keys, and they wipe off the bill. And he goes, all right, I've canceled your reservation. You'll have to contact Priceline. I said, that's fine. I go, but Priceline never gives refunds. That's their whole deal. And he goes, well, I think once they see that we canceled your reservation, then that'll work in your favor. I said, well, if it doesn't, are you going to give me my money back? He goes, they should take care of it. It shouldn't be a problem because they are the ones who have your money. We don't have it. We collect from Priceline down the line. He goes, but you can call certainly Monday if they won't help you and talk to maybe our general manager. I said, great. And I turned around and got the fuck out of there. And there were people all over the lobby. There was like a baseball team like of kids running around. Because I found this out, and I'll tell you, well, whatever. There are 2 conventions in town, along with a bunch of youth leagues to play sports. So we walk outside, and more people are checking in, and I wanted to stop and just shout in their faces and go, there are bugs in this hotel, and you are going to bring them to your homes, and pretty soon there will be a cataclysmic event here in Austin, and all of you will be eaten. You'll all be eaten. You'll just be lifeless, bloodless husks, and bugs will run this town. And I got to be honest with you, when I was running my fingers through the mattress and 3 bed bugs popped out, I half expected them to just start forming my name on the mattress just to taunt me because they had followed me that far for revenge. Because they knew. They know what I did last summer. I killed their fucking family. That's what I did. So I just half expected them to be like, just to form on the wall. You thought you got rid of us, Mike? Think again. I mean, it was just fucking brutal. Brutal. And I don't know why I didn't tell everybody. You know why? Because I was just creeped out. I wanted to get the fuck out of the building. Like I wanted, just in case there was one in the lobby or one. What if I warned somebody and they shook my hand and one jumped from them to me? Get me the fuck out of there. I want no contact with anybody. So now I got to find a hotel. It was like 11:15 at night. 2 conventions and all these youth sports teams. So sure enough, I also want to find a decent hotel. I'm sure there's a fucking Super 8 I could have crashed in, but they might have bed bugs. I mean, if the Crown Plaza has them, who the fuck knows who has them? So, and by the way, it's the Crown Plaza on 35 IH. So don't fucking stay there ever. Ever. In Austin. We went down the block, and there was a DoubleTree. I ran into there, and I knew it was bad news because when I got there, there was a line of people checking in. So I had to wait for 6 people to check in before I got to the front. And then finally I said, are there rooms? And she said, no, I'm sorry. There's 2 conventions in town. It's really busy. She was the one who informed me of all that. I said, can you recommend somewhere? I said, I was just at the Crown Plaza and they have bed bugs. She's like, oh my gosh, really? And I said, yes. Because again, at that point, I don't give a fuck who else knows. I don't know why I didn't tell anybody there, but I couldn't get it out of my mouth fast enough everywhere else I went. I wanted to rent a Santa suit and then set up like a Salvation Army thing with a kettle and a bell and just be like, hey, bed bugs over at the Crown Plaza. Who wants to give to the poor? It was fucking brutal. So she, the woman at the DoubleTree, said there were no rooms, and she recommended, hey, have you tried the Orangewood Suites? Now, I've never heard of those motherfuckers. I don't know who they are, but at that point now it's like midnight, and the thing I feel bad about is, look, we all know I get in my own head. Jen is schlepping me all over town. And I feel awful about it because it's fucking midnight. She already had to deal with my delay. You know, I was already 4 hours fucking delayed. And she's been a trooper about it, but I just feel fucking terrible. And also, I exposed her to bed bugs. That's not good at all. So I said, all right, well, where's the Orangewood Suite? She goes, it's right across the road. She goes, I used to work there. It's a good hotel. I said, is it clean? I go, that's all I care about. Is it a clean place? Is it nice? I can't. It's late, and I know I'm not supposed to be choosy, but I am. I fucking am. She's like, no, it's good. Let me call over there. So she tries to call. I try to call. And nobody's answering. But while I'm there at the Embassy Suites, I then call a Fairfield Inn. And I call the Courtyard by Marriott. And I call an Embassy Suites. And none of them have rooms in Austin. So that's now 5 hotels. And she says, you should try Orangewood. So all right. I go to Jen. I said, no room. I actually called some other places. They don't have a room. I said, but she recommends this Orangewood Suites. She goes, you want to go over there? I said, yeah. So we pull in the parking lot. And the first thing we see are 3 20-year-olds smoking outside the front door. And they're Armenians because they're waiting for a cab and they're talking in like really heavy accents. And I don't blame them if they're smoking. Good for them. But that's not what I like to see. So I said, Jen, stay here. Let me just go in and find out. And I walk in, and the Orangewood Suites is essentially just one of those all suites places, but not a chain. I think it's almost like those extended stay Americas. Like it used to be a corporate hotel, but now they've gone private. I don't fucking know. All I know is when I walk in, the desk clerk is not wearing a uniform. He has jeans and a T-shirt on, which I find to be a bad sign. I prefer all of my hotel employees to be dressed uniformly because it makes me realize that they're all in this together. This guy could go rogue at any minute. I check in. I wind up going to sleep. He's got a spare key. He comes in. Something happens. I get raped. Nobody likes that. Maybe he does. I don't. So, but that's fine. It's late, and I'm putting Jen out. I'm inconveniencing her, and that's all I care about. I don't want that to happen any longer. So I go in, and I say to the guy, hey, you know, do you guys have rooms? Yes, we have rooms. He's very Russian. And so I said, okay, are they, is it clean? Like, is your hotel a clean hotel? Yes, very clean. It's so clean. We have the staff all the time. Nobody here now, but it's clean all during the day. I said, great. Do you have a problem with bugs? What you mean? Do you have bugs in the hotel? No, we don't. No, we don't have bugs. There's no bugs in the rooms. I've worked there. I've not seen it. I go, are you the owner? He goes, yes. I go, you own this hotel? He goes, no, I know the owner. I don't know how you misinterpret, are you the owner for do you know the owner? But that's fine. So I said, all right, how much is it for a room? And he says, $95 a night. And that's more than I was paying at through the Priceline deal, but I don't give a fuck. I just want to get out of Jen's car and give her a break. So I said, all right, dude, I'll take a room. He goes, all right, give me your card. So he starts to run the card. He starts to look at it. He starts pulling up how many rooms are available. He goes, where do you want to stay? I go, whatever room is clean and away from crime. So he starts going through, and on the right-hand side, on my right, his left, there's a nook where they're selling, is that a gunshot? Probably not. There's a nook where they're selling candy and ramen noodles. You know that. When you go to a hotel, they have that little, it's not really a store or a gift shop, but it's now, every hotel that I go to has them. It's this little nook where they're selling candy and chips, and instead of a vending machine, in lieu of that, they have all of these shelves full of stuff. So it's almost like a mini 7-Eleven, and then you got to buy it through the desk clerk. But then they also have a soda cooler, and that's stocked with soda. So he's running my card. He's looking for a room. He's trying to find me a place. And I look into the little nook. And as you folks know, I like to visit Candy every now and then and say hello. So I poked my head in, and there was Hershey bars on the shelf. And I'm like, but none of the license plates of chocolate, but just regular Hershey bars. But I'll talk to them too. I don't discriminate. So I say hi, and I'm in there, and there's a soda cooler. And I just happened to look down at the floor, and the soda cooler is there, and 2 roaches run out from under the soda cooler. Now look, I recognize Texas has roaches. You're infested with them. It's like Florida. You know what I mean? I always get told that. Everybody's like, oh man, you're going to see roaches in Florida. It just happens. Well, then guess where I'm never fucking going? Florida. Ever. Same thing with Texas. Like, oh man, it's always humid, man. You see roaches everywhere. I don't care. That's not. Nobody gets to explain away bugs and just go, yeah, you get bugs in the house. No, you don't. You have a house. People live in the house. Bugs live outside. You guys need to have a talk with your bugs. They are getting way too big for their bug britches. I don't like it. Stand down, bugs. We've given you the entire out of doors. But sure enough, man, 2 roaches come out from under the thing, and it looked like they were playing grab ass, like roach grab ass, because they were kind of chasing each other and having fun, like they were like frolicking. These are frolicking roaches. They didn't have business, and they certainly didn't know that I was there, and they didn't come out to burn me. They were having fun under the cooler, and then it was like ha 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 ha, and their ball went in the street, and so the 2 of them chased it into the street, and they were kind of having fun, and I'm like, roaches, and they looked up at me, and of course they were just like, hey, you don't belong here. So you're right, I don't. And so I immediately go to the counter, and I held up, this is so funny. He's got my card, and I grab my phone, and I go, oh, wait a second. And I hold my phone up, and I just start poking it with my finger, and I go, oh man, my friend texted me, he found a room for me on the other side of town. And he goes, are you sure? I said, yes, you can see right here. And I held up the text you know who I was? I was Belushi with the fucking cigarette pack, with the Lucky Strike pack from the Musicians Union. I just held up a blank phone. Oh, see right there, there's a text. Can I have my card, please? And I'm running away. And he's like, all right, yeah, no problem. I did not run card yet. It's fine. You know, but we are open if you need the room. And he hands me the card, and I bolt the fuck out of there. And I get in the car and I look at Jen and I go, I don't understand this fucking town. It is loaded with bugs. It's terrible. You are infested with vermin. She's like, well, what do you want to do now? I said, I really don't know. I called those other hotels. That's 6 hotels we've tried, and they don't have rooms because there's a convention and kids and roaches and fucking bugs. It's an apocalypse. And she says, well, here's the thing. I live in Round Rock, which is like 15 minutes north of here. There are all sorts of hotels up there. But the problem is you won't be in Austin. I said, that's not a fucking problem at all. I don't care. Are there bugs in those hotels? She goes, well, you'll have to know when you check in. I go, all right, it's fine. I said, but no, I don't give a fuck about being in Austin. Because Jen, I should tell you, was driving me to the gig. So I was just going to be in the hotel room the next day learning the stories. Then she was going to pick me up and then take me to the gig and then take me home. So, I mean, I was covered ride-wise and I didn't need to go fucking exploring. I was cool. So I said, yeah, please take me up there. Let's go. And then part of me's like, why didn't you say this earlier? I would have saved you chasing me all over fucking town. I apologize. So I can't apologize enough to Jen. I'm fucking freaking out. And I finally come down a little bit, but I'm still weirded out about my hoodie and I'm itchy and she's itchy. But then we get to Round Rock and I see a Residence Inn by Marriott. And I'm like, just pull in there. Let me see. And it was $100 a night. But I told the guy, I go, dude, I have been to 6 different hotels. Please tell me you have a clean hotel. And it was really clean on the outside and in the lobby. He goes, yeah. I said, are you have any bugs in this facility? I've been here over a year and I've never heard anything and I've never seen any. I said, you're sure? He said, yeah, absolutely. I said, all right, I was at the Crown Plaza. They had bugs. I was at the Orangewood Suites. They had roaches. I had bed bug. I can't. What has happened to this town? And he's like, you need a room. And I go, yeah, I do need a room. And he goes, well, I've got one right here. Where do you want to stay? On the bottom floor? And he practically hugged me. You know what I mean? Like held my hand and was like, yes, let's do this. And so I got the room and I gave Jen the thumbs up. She came in and I brought my stuff in and I said, can I have a king? And he's like, well, we only have queen rooms. I go, only one bed? And he's like, yeah. And I go, good. I just wanted to check 2 fucking beds. Double the fucking bed bug threat. So I go to the room. Jen comes with me and I open it up and I fucking tear the bed apart and I look underneath. I look at the box spring. I look at the fucking duvet. I destroyed it and I looked and there was nothing. Clean. As far as I knew, it was clean. So I stacked my stuff in the fucking bathtub and I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, let's get out of here. So by this time it's like 12:30. And she says, where do you want to go? And I said, I don't. She goes, well, you know that party. And I go, oh my God, the party. Let's go to the party. And I was kidding. I was totally kidding. I wasn't frustrated at all. I was just happy to have a fucking room. And she's like, well, they really, they want us to come. And I said, all right, that's fine. I go, is Nick Thune really there? And she goes, yeah. And I go, well, he'll recognize me from the one time we met at the UCB. And she goes, oh, that's great. I go, he's not going to recognize me at all. This guy's a TV star. He has no fucking clue who I am. But sure enough, we went to this party and it was a comedian party. I've been to them. Just a bunch of comics, a bunch of people getting high and drinking. And playing basketball in the yard and, throwing the ball around so the dog will jump in the pool. I mean, it's just, it was the Austin comedy scene in a backyard. And Nick Thune was there just hanging out drinking with everybody, which I thought was weird. Like, I thought he should just fucking climb up on the roof and say he's a golden god and jump into the pool. I mean, I was waiting for that. Because, like, Nick, what are you doing here with all these people? But he was just there hanging out, man, which is weird. Because, again, Nick is like a TV star. He's a guy. So, I don't know. It struck me as strange. Because, I'm a nobody. I don't want to fucking be there. But everybody was very nice, and I met them, and it was cool. And then eventually Jen taps me on the shoulder. She's like, you ready to go? I don't know. Quicksilver Messenger service with the fucking phone going, hey, they really want us to come there? You're the one who wanted to fucking be here, for fuck's sake. Yes, let's go. And she's like, oh, yeah, because I get antsy at these games. Well, let's get the fuck out of here. What did you think? You think I wanted to come here? So sure enough, we grabbed Dustin, her husband, and who I met there at the party. Really nice guy. And she goes, you still want to go eat? I go, yes, I do. Absolutely. Let's just go be somewhere quiet and talk. So you have a question? You're making a face. It's got to be 1:15. Wow. So, and I've been up since, that morning because I went to the gym before I left and whatever the fuck, who cares? And then running around and fucking bugs fatigued me. Look, they're vampire bugs who eat you in the night, but at the same time, they also drain your soul, folks. They drain your soul. The second you see them, parts of you, they just are able to feed off of your energy. It's terrible. It's so terrible. So we went to this restaurant, the Kirbywood Diner, and we sat down. And when I walked, I would tell you, I wanted to talk and hang out. And eating is for the weak, but I hadn't eaten really all day. So So I'm looking around for food, and they had a blackboard, one of the specials they had. And now here's the thing, folks. How do people see me coming? That's my question. How do people in other cities know that I'm coming to their establishment to eat? Why would they possibly have an evening special of the vegan peanut butter and jelly pancake? Why would that be on the fucking chalkboard? But the second I saw it, I knew I was getting it. So we get the menu, and I honestly, like I said, I hadn't eaten, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something I shouldn't. I'm gonna get some breakfast, like some fucking French toast, which is from fucking Knocked Up. Yeah, it's from Knocked Up, right? No, it's from 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's fucking Judd Apatow's wife, Leslie Mann, and she's driving, and when she's singing the fucking Missy Elliott song, goddamn, that's great. That scene is fucking hysterical. Karen and I used to do it all the time. Fucking French toast. So I walked in and I said, I'm going to get breakfast. Fucking eggs and potatoes and shit. That is stuff I haven't eaten in a long time. So we sit down, and it's the Kirbywood Diner is a really nice diner, but it's, you know, it's late, so there's fucking drunken assholes in there, and the waiters are coming in, and they're being nice to us, and I'm just going, I can't understand why you have to babysit these fucking guys, because there's a table of 3 drunk dudes, and in my head I'm going, how are you getting home? Because all of them are fucking plowed. They're all fucking drunk. And when the waiter comes by, we're like, man, it must be tough working with fucking idiots all night long. He goes, oh yeah, sometimes guys get in here and you just want to fucking toss them out. I go, yeah, they're at the table right there, right? You talking about those idiots? And we laughed. So then we did some, like, Jen got a scramble, and he goes, hey, you can get a side with that. You can get a pancake. I go, what about a vegan peanut butter and jelly pancake? And he goes, oh, well, she can get that as her side. I go, done. So she gets that because she didn't want any other sides. So there's negotiating going on, and then he gets biscuits and gravy, and then Fat Mike takes over, and I ordered over easy eggs with, and they had a scratch-made biscuit, and then I got griddle cakes. They had griddle cakes, which are like bacon and a green onion pancakes. And then I got a side of potatoes and bacon. It was like bacon, potatoes, griddle cakes, eggs, the fucking vegan peanut butter and jelly pancake. I just got a fucking ton of food. And we just hung out and had a good time. We got to talk finally and relax. Talk to Dustin, good guy, loves comedy. Jen and Dustin are huge comedy fans. Like they go to every show. You know, she met Jackie Cation there. Like she came to Podfest by herself. They love podcasts. They love comedy. And it was just a joy to talk to smart, funny, interesting people. You know, and not that I don't do that all the time, but by myself a lot now. So I'm either working or I'm home or I'm at the gym. And, the gym is, it's a bunch of fucking guys carrying shivs. We're pushing iron around. It's like being in a prison yard. And I'll get to that in a fucking, whatever. Nah, never mind. All right. So me, Jen, and Dustin are eating, and they start bringing the food out, and there's the plate after plate after fucking plate. And I'm looking at my food. I'm like, I can't even, because that's the thing is, even though Fat Mike can order food, regular Mike can't, well, not sort of Fat Mike, can't eat it anymore. I can't. So all I did was I bit the griddle cake, and it was just a pancake with onions and bacon in it. I thought it would be like a potato pancake. I thought it would be better, but it was fine. So I had maybe half of one of those, but then the vegan peanut butter and jelly pancake we went to work on. All of us had some because it was table food, and I had one piece of bacon, and I put it in the fucking eggs, and all I ate was the egg yolks. I didn't eat the egg whites. Whatever. I just because I felt bad, and I ate the potatoes were like something you would get out of a fucking fast food joint, but I didn't care. I had a couple of those, and I told Dustin, I go, eat these, so he did. And we talked, and I ate like 1/4 of the food that I ordered, but I didn't give a fuck. Everybody ate some, it was good. But I'm not used to eating that stuff anymore. You know, it's oily, fucking heavy breakfast stuff and bread, and so I felt like shit. I felt terrible. So we hung out for, I don't know, an hour. It was like 2:15 or something. And we were going to leave. And I said, I'm going to hit the head. Because you folks know me. I had to go throw up. I didn't have to. I mean, I decided that was what I was going to do. So, yes, I have an eating disorder. Yes, I get that. Everyone gets mad at me, and they all write me. And they go, you shouldn't be doing that. Yes, oh, really? I shouldn't? You're sure about that? Thank you, Medical Journal, for coming to life and sending me a note about myself. But at the same time, it's working out. We're fine. And I don't do it every day. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it every week. I only do it when I eat fucking garbage that I shouldn't and I feel awful. Because there's nothing... I don't want to feel awful for 2 hours when I can just be done with it in fucking 10 seconds. So I go into the bathroom, and I run the sink, and look, I hate to tell you this. There is a ritual what you have to do. I have to run my hand under the sink. All right, because you can't just fucking throw a dry hand down your throat. That's fucking disgusting, right? So I go to use the restroom, and I go in there, and there's a toilet, and So I involve myself in this activity, and I go ahead and throw up. And I do that, and as I'm throwing up, you're unfortunately you're kind of in a position where you don't do it standing up. Let's put it that way. It's not, and there's no. You ever see those vodka slides at a wedding where they pour the vodka down the ice slide, and then they get it? There's no. I have to bend over, unfortunately, to do this. So I bend over, and I got my head in there, and I'm vomiting, and I'm right at eye level with the toilet and the toilet seat, and out of the corner of my eye, I look, and on the edge of the toilet seat, there's a roach.
Oh.
And he's got to be 2 inches long. Like all I see is, because I just see brown on the edge of the toilet seat. So I know immediately. I know immediately it's a fucking roach. And I've got my, and I'm involved in something, so I can't exactly like jump up and go, oh my God, because unfortunately that would have caused a bigger mess and a bigger problem. So all I'm doing is I'm hoping he doesn't leap onto me. That's the thing is I'm trying to keep an eye out. I'm like, because that would be awful if I'm throwing up and then all of a sudden he leaps into my fucking hair. Because again, they're out to get me, folks. I think we know that. The bed bugs were there to meet me, and then they sent out word to the Orangewood to the fucking roaches who came out to fucking grab ass me, and now here I am in the fucking Kirbywood and everything's fine late at night. I'm shocked. You know what? I'm actually shocked that I didn't get caught into a giant spider web in the backyard at the fucking party. Because the bugs have come to life. The bugs come out at night. Houdini said it best, folks. The bugs come out at night. The bugs come out at night. So I'm vomiting, and I look up, and there's a fucking, I just see him on the side of the toilet seat, and and again, I don't look directly at the roach. I can't possibly, because I don't want to give him eye contact, and then he sees me, and then he bolts, because the last thing I need is him to start running toward me. So I finish throwing up, but here's the thing. He doesn't move at all. And I'm trying to finish what I've started, and I do. It only takes like just about 30 seconds. But then I sit up real quick, and I get away from there, and I have to throw water in my face and rinse my mouth and everything else, blah blah blah. And then I go to walk, and I see him. He's not moving, and I'm like, I don't. Why? That's fucking weird. Like, is he just a Clint Eastwood roach who's staring me down? What the fuck? I actually heard the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme. I vomited it out. So sure enough, I go, well, fuck this. Now I'm mad at this roach, because now it's like he's not scared of me. You should be scared of me. I'm fucking gigantic, right? So I walk over and I look and I peer around the toilet seat, and it's not a roach. It's shit.
Oh.
And it's caked on the side of the toilet seat. Like, it's not inside, and there's not another trace of it anywhere. It's not on the wall, it's not on the toilet, it's not anywhere. It's just, but it's like, it's so funny. It's brown, and it's there, and it's 2 inches long, and in my head I'm just like, you know what? I dealt with bed bugs, I dealt with roaches, and now I'm staring face to face with a shitter pillar on the side of the fucking toilet seat. Like a shitapede. I was like, why is it there? And now I'm curious, I'm like, what the fuck? Who does that? How did it possibly get on the side there so it's so perfectly perched? It looked like a shit magnet and someone stuck it to the side. It was crazy. So I'm eye level and I'm looking at it and I'm fucking just threw up. And again, it's so funny. I just threw up and I'm going, this is disgusting. That's disgusting. I just had my arm in my mouth down to the elbow. And I saw it, and I just fucking, and part of me is like, I was fascinated by it, but I'm like, I can't sit here and deal with this fucking shit hornet. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I did. I backed out, and I went to the guy running the register, and I said, hey, you got a problem in the bathroom. He's like, what is it? And I go, you should just go in and look at the toilet seat. You can't miss it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry, sir. And I walked outside, and Jen and Dustin are there, and my eyes are all red, watered from what I had to do. And I walk down the steps and I go, man, that was disgusting. And Jen goes, you okay? And I go, yeah, but that was not good. And Dustin, I say my goodbye to him, and I say, I look at Jen, and we go to get in the car, and she goes, you sure you're all right? And I go, yeah. And I go, what do you know something that I don't? And she goes, well, you threw up in there, right? And I said, yeah. She goes, I know you do that. And I go, well, yeah, that's what I did. I go, but that wasn't what was disgusting. And then she said, what was disgusting? Which far too much eagerness in her voice as far as I'm concerned. And, I wanted to unleash it on her. I wanted to let her know what was happening in the bathroom and all of that stuff. But I thought, you know what? After fucking 6 hotels and schlepping me all over town, let this girl rest. You don't have to drop it on her. Because you know what I really wanted to say? I wanted to say, well, I'll tell you what. After bed bugs and roaches and shit crickets, you know what's disgusting? Austin is fucking disgusting. You want to keep it weird? How about keeping it clean? Grab a mop, Austin. That entire town needs a fresh coat of everything. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. Our friend David Hernandez does all the music and the artwork for the show. You can get him on Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. Be his friend there. If you'd like to hire him, if you'd like to check out his work and see about getting him to do some stuff for you artwork-wise, go to artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com, and that site is there waiting for you to draw your eyeballs all over it. The producer of this show is my good friend Lily Von Stupp. She is here right now. She has several Twitter accounts. You can follow her at twitter.com/LilyVonStupp, twitter.com/MNTs, or twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. You can go ahead and follow all of those and get all the information you need to know about her and her burlesque doings and goings-on. If you want to be her friend, go to facebook.com/LilyVonStupp. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out the best time to give her a call,
Never.
you can go ahead and write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com. Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. It is the most amazing burlesque show you will ever experience in your life, and certainly the greatest burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles. And I say that from an educated pedestal. I know that because I've talked to all of the burlesque legends, and I've said, what is the most amazing show in the history of Los Angeles? And they, Monday Night Teas, they just yell it. They yell it right away. And then they slap me in the face with feathers, and they storm off. The producer of that show is also the producer of this show. She is my great friend, Lily Von Stupp. Hi, Lily. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How was this week's Monday Night Teas?
It was jam-packed full of awesomeness.
And crazy, sexy, dirty stuff from what I heard.
A little bit.
I'm sorry I missed Sienna Sinclair. I'm not sorry I missed the blockhead.
She was hot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She certainly had a lot of openings in her head for me to jam stuff in.
She put a drill bit in her nose and turned the drill on. It was pretty fucking hot.
All right, scramble it up, huh?
Yeah.
Get your medulla oblongata.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I was not there. That stuff is not for me.
Kind of hot.
Really? You like that sort of thing?
Yeah.
You
It
are.
grosses me out, but I'm fascinated. You know I can do that, right?
Do what? Put something in your nose and
Blockhead nose shit?
did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah.
Here's the best thing you've ever said to me. You know I can do that, right? That weird blockhead stuff where I jam stuff in my nose, you never see it again? No, I had no clue.
We
None.
talked about that one.
No, I'm sorry.
I once sucked a rubber balloon up my nose and out my throat.
And coughed it out?
Pulled it out.
I worked with a comedian who used to do that, Brad Stein. He would do brain floss. He would sniff a rope up and cough it out his mouth and then do this to close his show, yeah. No, I knew about you jamming things in other parts of your body, but I never knew about your nose. That's not a discussion we had. The Monday Night Teas, sure, of course I am. The Monday Night Teas is coming up this week, and you are excited about it because it is going to be a show all about
There's no theme.
burlesque, stripping, and fun.
What do I have? I have a variety artist, of course. I have a lovely young lady from Sweden making her Los Angeles debut.
Whoa.
Candy Von Kane. She's a petite little thing.
Oh, I got to come to that show then.
Carmel Knowledge, Pepe LaRue. Who else is performing? Juniper Darling. A bunch
Fantastic.
And I'm hosting.
Lily Bunched Up is hosting. Tickets are on sale right now at brownpapertickets.com for the Monday Night Teas and also for all upcoming Monday Night Teases. Go and check them out. You will see the descriptions of the shows. Buy tickets if you're going to be in town. Our friend Pop Tarts was going to come once, and then she unfortunately had to leave town. I know that. But we've had other people in town who've come to the show.
A lot of people have. Very kind of them.
Very nice of them. So if you're in town, make it a stop, folks. You know, I know a lot of people are in town for Podfest this weekend. Perhaps if they're here Monday and leaving Tuesday, they can come to the Monday Night Teas. I'll tell you what, if you are in town for the Podfest and you want to come to Monday Night Teas, let me know. I will be there. I will make sure to come there, and then we'll have tacos at the taco truck afterwards. That's a terrible enticement. That's an awful enticement. But still, come and see the hot ladies, and I'll be there, and I'll say hello. Which is, believe me, you don't want to come there just because I'm there. They're good-looking girls there, and they'll be doing some hosting, so that'll be fun. But if you're in town for Podfest and you find yourself here Monday night, the Teas is open, tickets are on sale, and I promise to attend if you will come and be here, right? Again, I don't know if that means anything to people, but if you want to come, that'll be fun. And the Hollywood Burlesque Festival is in full swing. You and I should talk about that. We need to go ahead and, because I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all about the cool stuff that's happening. I know the acts have been announced. I know tickets are on sale now. You've got T-shirts coming that are going to be on sale. There's going to be swag bags. There's going to be all sorts of amazing stuff for the first burlesque festival in history of Hollywood. And it's put on by my great friend, Lily Bunched Up. Are you excited about the festival?
Terrified.
Terrified? What?
There's a lot to do to put on a 4-day event. It's a lot of work, a lot of sales, a lot of PR, it's just a lot of work.
You are going to kill it. It's going to be amazing.
Here's the thing I know. The cast is fucking amazing.
Agreed. I did see a lot of the performers' names, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's our headliners are phenomenal. Our competitors are amazing. I mean, it's just, I'm really proud of the talent that is in this show. So if everything else goes bad, I know the night the doors open, it's all going to be spectacular. Nothing's going to go bad. Well, no.
Everything will go just as great as the show. The show's going to be amazing. The performers are so good. You're going to be there. I mean, how could it go wrong?
You know what I'm talking about. I had to order T-shirts.
Oh,
I have
Christ.
to order programs. I have to order flyers. I have to do all of that stuff.
Oh, all the people who don't know what work is.
Promotion.
Yes. All right. Well, but you're doing fine. Everything's going to be fucking
It's gonna be
amazing.
great.
So go to brownpapertickets.com. Go to HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com.
Yes.
And go to Monday Night.
Pictures of naked girls.
Yes, half naked. And MondayNightTees.com, of course, is always open. So go to MondayNightTees.com, go to HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com. And if you want to be Lily's friend, we said go to Facebook. And also join the Monday Night Tees Facebook page, the Hollywood Burlesque Festival Facebook page. All sorts of ways to get information about these places. All sorts of ways to buy tickets for these shows. Again, go to brownpapertickets.com and search Lily Von Stupp or Monday Night Tees or Hollywood Burlesque Festival. Grab your tickets. Make sure you're there. It should be exciting and fun. I cannot wait. Remember to go to Facebook.com/The40Year-Old Boy and be my friend. While you're there, you can look for my live dates. I was just in Austin. I should tell you about that next week. And then next week will be, no, not next week, this weekend. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. October 19th, that's a Saturday night, I'll be in Seattle at the Jewel Box Theater at the Rendezvous. I would love it if you bought some tickets to that. That's coming up. That's just 2 weeks away. So come and see me in Seattle. Check me out and have fun. It'll be good. I'm still trying to figure out what we're talking about. It might be the thing at Podfest. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out everything, as I told you. And then at the end of the month, remember that November 2nd, Saturday, November 2nd, I will be in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Green Room Lounge. I've been there before, had a great time with our friend Mike who runs the joint. But it should be fun, so come on out. And if you're a local comedian, come out there as well. Come out and see the show, have a good time. Tell me I'm not funny, tell me I am, who knows. But just come and try to enjoy yourself. I would love it. Because part of me, like last time I was there, he's like, hey man, there might be some local comedians who want to come. And I'm like, well, that'd be cool. I don't mind comping those guys as long as they don't sit in the back at a table and talk and then walk away and go, this isn't funny or comedy or whatever and fucking tear me apart. At least wait till I'm out of town to tear me apart. So tickets are on sale right now for, as I mentioned, Seattle and also for Green Bay. Those are available at brownpapertickets.com. Search my name, search 40-Year-Old Boy, search those cities, and you will find those shows. Also, links are available at my Facebook page. We are working on getting an appearances page on my website. I'm dumb. I should have done it when we did the restyle of the Joe Business page, but I did not tell David. And then, David has to draw stuff and paint and do the amazing work, the real work of this show. But right now, David has got some stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. Please remember that this week is the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. Go to lapodfest.com for tickets available right now. When you get there, I mean, they just added Rock Solid. My friends Pat and Gary are going to be there doing their show. That's Friday night at 11 o'clock. But most importantly, I should say, is Saturday, 4 o'clock p.m. in the Espada Room. It'll be me, Mike Schmidt, doing my show. So come on out and check that out. Buy a ticket for all 3 days because there's amazing shows up and down the schedule. But I would love to see you at 4 o'clock on Saturday as we go ahead and talk in the room. And we don't talk. You're not going to talk. I hope to God you're not going to talk. That'd be awful. Let's put it this way. If you're talking at 4 o'clock, then things have gone terribly awry at the Podfest. Because I'm the one who's supposed to be there talking. So tickets are available at lapodfest.com. And again, I understand a lot of you are going to be down the hall watching the Night Vale show. And that's fine, but at least come up to me and say hello. And I should tell you this. There will be merch available at the Podfest from me, from everybody, first of all. But there will be your dirt shirts. And there will also be Big Angry CDs available on sale. And I should tell you this, the CDs themselves, they won't be signed because I want to personalize them. So if you're going to buy a CD there, buy it and then find me because I should be there pretty much all over the 3 days. I'm doing my show. If anything, come to my show and I'll be happy to sign your CD on Saturday. Or find me. I'll be at the Never Not Funny thing. I'll be in the crowd for that. And also Sunday, I'm doing the panel with John Lovitz and the guy from the All Things Comedy Network to discuss podcasting networks and whether they're good or not. So that'll be Sunday afternoon at 12. So if you get a CD and you don't catch me on Saturday, find me on Sunday. I'll be happy to sign it. I'm not going to be at the stand-up show. I won't be in attendance. I wasn't asked to perform in it because they got way too many good guys. But I don't think I'll be in the audience either is my point. So if you're going to go stalking me there, I don't know if I'll be there or not. But who knows? I may just bang around all weekend. We'll figure it out because I know I'm going to be there Friday night. I don't think they're doing a meet and greet. They're doing an after party on Sunday with karaoke and a live band and all sorts of stuff. Or maybe just karaoke or I don't know. Who cares? Buy a ticket. Go to lapodfest.com for all this information. The bottom line, though, is that I will be performing on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And my merch will be available. If you want me to sign it, find me because I'll be there pretty much all weekend. Go to the Joe Business page. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page for all the stuff we have to offer there. We've got year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5 of this podcast available individually or available as the UN of Evil download set. We've got donations. There's a donation button in the upper left-hand corner of every page of MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can click on that and donate for $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, $25 a month, or just a one-time donation, which we also really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We also really appreciate it. We would appreciate it. Good Lord. This is what happens, folks, when you've been here. See, because again, I told you, Lily wants me out. She's right now standing over me with a rolling pin, just banging it in her hand, wants me out of her house. It's not true. She loves me. So also on the Joe Business page, we have artwork available. And I should tell you, I just heard from Nicole who ordered some artwork and Paul. Guys, right now David has some stuff going on. He's fallen a little bit behind in Chicago, and there's some personal things that have come up. But we will get you your artwork as soon as we possibly can because, again, he has to sign it on his end, and then he sends it to me, and I sign it, Lily signs it, and then I send it out to both of you. So once David can get his attention turned back toward doing what we need done, that would be great. But right now he's got some stuff going on, and it can't be helped. So thank you so much for your understanding. I do appreciate that. Artwork is available. The download sets are available. Tweakedaudio.com/40 is where you go for all of your earbud needs or all of your cock-ring watch needs or all of your gear needs. Tweakedaudio.com, of course, a loyal supporter of this show for a long time. Tweakedaudio.com/40 is the address. Go there, buy stuff, and help us. So that's artwork. That's earbuds. That's year-end download sets. The Big Angry CD is available. If you don't have that just yet, that's a CD of my live performance from the Success Is Not an Option tour, recorded live at the Dark Room in San Francisco. That is available also on iTunes or at Amazon, but you can get it through me for an autographed copy. And also, we have a banner there for an Amazon store. You can go do all your Amazon shopping and help us here at the show. Christ, I'm a cottage industry. This is ridiculous. And then, of course, there's the Your Dirt Dirt shirt, which I forgot to plug last week. I didn't mention. Oh, and also Schmitty Comes Alive downloads. And For the Life of Schmitty downloads. Holy Christ. Is it any wonder why I didn't offer Austin as a download? That's why I give it to you as a bonus, folks. So all of that stuff is available at the Joe Business page. Go ahead and lurk and then figure out what you want. What do you say? One of each? Okay, go ahead and click everything, and I will be happy to send you one of each in a gigantic Mike Schmidt branded envelope. Those don't exist. But if you buy one of everything on the site, perhaps I will go ahead and have enough money to print them up. God knows I want personalized envelopes, don't you? Don't we all? Don't we all want personalized stationery with our face on it? So now I leave you. How stupid is that? I gotta go eat, man. I mean, and again, eating is for the weak. But I'll tell you what, I've been hungry because I'm lifting. Here's something I'll tell you, folks. Again, like I mentioned, my gym is a prison yard. And I now have fashioned a toothbrush into a shiv because I need to protect myself. Because I'll tell you this happened a few weeks ago. I showed up to do cardio on a Saturday, and I went in to use the restroom in the locker room. And as I put my bottles of water down, and I put my towel down on the sink, and then I went and I used the urinal, and then I walked back out, and someone stole a bottle of my water. Just took I had 2 unopened bottles of water there because I was going to go on the treadmill. Someone just decided, yeah, I'm going to take you. And they saw me. They must have seen me walk in and put them down because it's not like I fucking went to the urinal for 10 minutes. I was there a minute, maybe. And I came back out, and in that amount of time, someone stole a bottle of water because it was too ice cold and delicious. Now, look, I understand if you're crawling through a desert and I come in to use your urinal, you go ahead and gank my water. That's fine. Good for you. I don't blame you. It's survival of the fittest at that point. But if you're just some fucking beef-eating musclehead who fucking decides he wants to gank somebody's water because he can, fuck you and your bullshit high protein levels. Go fucking impale yourself on a goddamn squat rack, you fuck. And I thought that was bad. Yesterday I go to the gym. And, they in the front, they have these lockers. The lockers, you used to be able to put a key in and turn it and then take the key and nobody could get in without your say-so. Well, now they have combination lockers. And the way it works is you close the combination locker and you set your combination and you turn the lock and then you scramble your combination so nobody can get in it. Well, I will tell you this. Probably twice in the past month, I have closed it and forgotten to scramble the combination. So then when I went to leave, I went to my locker and I opened it up and I went, what the fuck? Why is that opening? Oh, because I didn't scramble the combination. And my wallet and keys were still in there, which is good. Yeah. Well, yesterday, and look, I know I bear some blame for this. But when I walked in, there's 2 of the lockers, and one of them had a bunch of filth. Like, for some reason, it was like dirt. Like, actually, someone put their dirty shoes on top. So I was like, well, fuck that. So I put my stuff on top of the other lockers. And I opened the locker, and I reached over, I left my bottles of water and my workout book. Because that's the thing, is I got to carry a bunch of shit into the gym. It's 2 bottles of water, a towel, and then I have a training book where they fucking write down all the shit you did that day. And I carry my earbuds and my iPod. And then and everything else. And so I jam all of that in the locker, but I take my fucking towel, the water, and the workout book into workout. So I put the stuff on the other side, opposite. I opened the locker, and I reached over and I grabbed my stuff, and I put it in my locker, and I closed it. And I scrambled the lock. Well, what I put in there was my wallet and keys. And when I finished working out, I went to go grab my iPod and my earbuds. And I opened my locker and it wasn't in there. And I was like, well, what? That's fucking weird. I know I had it. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I left it in the car. So I went out to the car and I looked around because I've done that before. I left it in the car and they weren't there. They weren't there in the car. So I go, well, maybe they were at home, but I know I made a special trip back to grab them. And so I went home and they were gone. Somebody stole my fucking iPod Shuffle and my earbuds because I immediately called the Lost and Found and they didn't have it. Now, look, I did a lot of karmically bad shit when I was a kid, and I understand that, all right? I stole a guy's luggage out of his truck because he just left it in the truck. But I've changed, folks. I've mended my ways. If anything, I've gone above and beyond, and I think I should actually be in the karmic black at this point. With all the shit that I've done and gone through, I think the universe might want to owe me something right now. I can tell you this. You know what it definitely owes me? A set of earbuds and a fucking iPod Shuffle. I can tell you that. Because again, I live in those earbuds and stuff now. And the people at tweakedaudio.com/40 are very nice, and they send us earbuds, and then we give them away. So I have no other fucking earbuds. And also, I need earbuds that go in. Like, I can't have earphones that go into your ear. I need them to kind of sit on the outside. So I had to use a certain kind from Tweaked. And you don't care. Nobody cares. I get that. But who the fuck steals stuff? Because if you find earbuds in a leather case with a fucking iPod Shuffle, turn it in. Why would you steal that? How much satisfaction could you possibly get out of that now? And especially because it's my music on there. You're gonna listen to Sammy Hagar now while you fucking work out, you dick. Oh my god, it's fucking infuriating. And I'd rather, take all the water in the fucking world from me. If you want to take my fucking water, that's fine. But you take my fucking earbuds. You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna fucking plant my shuffles. Like, I'm gonna bring them in, and it's just gonna be this fucking show. So you know what? You steal my fucking iPod and you put it on. Hey, fuck you, you jagoff. Take off these fucking earbuds and take this this iPod Shuffle over to Lost and Found because this isn't yours. And I fucking know it isn't yours because it's mine. I left it there as a fucking trap. And now you're going to fucking, go ahead. What are you doing? You're doing fucking arms today? You blasting your arms? You're a cunt because you stole my shit. And I can't fucking, I hope you drop a barbell on your fucking neck and it snaps your trachea and I'm going to be there to look at you and fucking laugh. And you know what I'll do? I'll take out one of your earbuds and put it in my ear so we can share whatever song you fucking died to. Because I can't fucking believe you would steal something. Who the fuck steals? Now look, I stole. Granted, that's a long time ago. I don't know who steals now. I stole. If you stole, that's fine. Everything works out. But if you're stealing now, stop stealing, you dumb fuck. I'm human lunch meat. I'm nobody. I'm baloney in pants. God damn it. Why do I think I'm somebody special? Why do I think I'm anybody interesting? I'm not. All I bring to the table is everything that everybody else does, but louder. Don't hit snooze on me, motherfucker. I am a hilarious noise machine. I'm going to tell you this. You need to sit down and reevaluate your life if you can pull 2 midget Indian wrestlers out of your skull at any time. You know what? I don't even need you people here. Seriously, I do this. I love me. I don't give a fuck what you think, how you think. God damn it, I'm the greatest. I can't go for Schmidt. No. No can do. 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 No can do.